Now, you just keep your pecker up as best you can. The coroner won't take long. Just a formality.
Well, Sergeant Malley?
Yes, sir.
What is it, then? What is it?
God save us. It's an inquest, sir.
What?
It's the body you just viewed, Mr. Amblesbury, sir. The young lad in the mortuary.
Oh, dear.
And what about him?
He's dead, sir. Sorry, Mrs. Allen.
I know that. I could tell that. Let's get on with it, then.
Dr. Ferguson?
Yes?
Honestly, gets worse with keeping. Doesn't know where he is half the time.
Advanced senile dementia. Still, miracle for his age, I suppose.
Well, I don't believe in miracles any more than I believe in him. Would you like to give your bit? Dr. Ferguson, sir?
Well, yes. Well?
I examined the body in question in Flaxford General Hospital. In my opinion, death was due to cranial fracture and laceration of the brain, consistent with the deceased's having been involved in a collision between two vehicles.
Well?
That's all, sir.
All?
Yes.
Oh, right, you can go.
The doctor's fee, sir?
What?
You've got to give the doctor his fee, sir.
I suppose we have to. There you are. Think I should have been a doctor instead of a coroner. Money for old rope.
Thank you.
Well, next.
Now, Mrs. Allen.
Yes?
Come forward just a little, Mrs. Allen. She's very upset, sir.
Why?
The boy was her son, sir.
We don't know that yet, do we? That's what we're here to establish, surely. Well?
Mrs. Allen, you've seen the body in the mortuary of Flaxborough General Hospital.
Yes.
And is it that of your son, Percy Thomas Allen, aged 18 years, an assistant storekeeper?
Yes.
What? Speak up.
Yes, sir. Beg pardon, sir.
One of these days. Who live with you at 5 George Street, Flaxborough?
Yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Allen. That's all now.
Just a minute.
What's he want now? Straightforward adjournment for 7 days, surely.
I said just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Not you, her.
Me?
Yes, you. You've been writing letters to me.
I beg pardon. Letters?
Letters, sir?
Letters? Well, answer, woman. Have you been writing letters to me?
He's really gone this time.
I
There haven't been any letters, sir. You mustn't question the lady like that.
I asked you whether you had written to me. You must know, woman.
I haven't written to nobody, sir.
Hey?
She says she hasn't written to anybody, sir. Not anybody. There hasn't been a letter, sir.
Oh, hasn't there? Here. Look. Did you send this to me?
You go on home, Mrs. Allen.
Here. Did you write this?
I'll take that, sir, shall I? What's it all about now? My dear friend, this is an urgent appeal. I'm in great danger. The person whose loyal and faithful companion I have been, and to whom even now my life is dedicated, intends to have me done away with. I can scarce... I know that murder is going to... Oh, it's some hoaxer, sir. Somebody having a joke. I'd better get him home. Just you get your coat on, sir, and I'll drive you home. Honestly.
I'll see to Mrs. Hallam. Come along, Mrs. Hallam. I'll leave you to look after the coroner, Sergeant. Busy time for the old devil as well. I mean, 2 corpses this week.
2. And you mark my words, there'll be another yet. Corpses always come in 3s.
Charities. The trouble we have with these flaming charities.
What was that, Governor?
Oh, please don't call me Governor, Sid. Makes me feel like Sexton Blake.
Sorry, Inspector Purbright.
What I mean is, why are people involved in charities so...
Uncharitable?
I was going to say violent. They all seem to be at war with each other. And there are so many of them. And look at this, Sid. There are 43 known species of charity in Flaxborough alone. There are 18 doggy ones to start with. There are another 7 devoted to the welfare of other domestic animals, and 6 to the protection of wild ones. Then there are the aged, the orphans, the fallen gentlewomen, and the Society for the Christianization of Mongolia.
Why do you say they're at war with each other, though?
Well, they seem to suffer the same sorts of paranoia that drive countries to Armageddon. I mean, the arrangement of a flag day or the timing of a fete are every bit as bitterly disputed as an Agincourt or a Cressy.
Of course, it's quite a smart thing to be on one of those committees.
Oh, yes, well, that's the trouble. Every would-be knob in town, including every single member of the town council, is on one. Still, it's the recipients I feel sorry for. The dogs, the old people. Imagine being patted on the head by Mrs. Henrietta Palgrove.
What? The old people?
No, the dogs. Then there are the orphans.
Oh, the orphans seem able to look out for themselves. Councillor Winge is forever patting them on the head to get his picture in the paper. He's been bitten 4 times since Christmas. Have we been having complaints again?
No, we're always getting complaints. There's been a change, though, and I don't quite like it. Hostilities are beginning to bear the marks of professional generalship. There's a new organisation set itself up in St. Anne's Gate, calls itself the Flaxborough and Eastern Counties Charities Alliance.
Sounds very impressive.
Oh, yes. And who do you think the secretary of this alliance is?
Who?
A certain Miss Lucilla Edith Cavell Teatime.
Our Miss Teatime?
Could there be another? It's our Miss Teatime, all right. And what's she up to this time, I wonder?
Hello?
Shan't be a minute.
This is the Flaxborough and Eastern Counties Charities Alliance?
Yes. Please sit down. I've just come.
And have I the pleasure of addressing Miss Lucilla Edith Cavell Teatime?
Yes, I. Mortimer Hyde.
Lucy!
My dear old chum.
I'm come bearing gifts.
Oh.
This was always your tipple, I know. Highland Fling, 10 years old.
Oh, Mortimer, how sweet of you to remember my little twinges.
Nonsense. Any doctor would have done the same.
Doctor? You're not still trying that line, are you?
Alas, no. Fill gap. Not one of my best ideas.
You are intrinsically too honest, my dear, ever to pass convincingly as a doctor. In any case, that bravura of yours was bound to let you down.
You said so, Lucy. You said so at the time.
But tell me, you haven't returned to your former occupation, have you? I told you long ago that the physically taxing life of a professional correspondent, especially one who has passed into legend, and from whom such great things are expected, is not one for a man of your years.
Lucy, as I told you then, I am in my prime. Just look at me, surely.
Ah, yes, Mortimer. The looks are as dashing as ever, but the deeds expected of one in the bedroom call for a great deal of...
Lucy.
Dear Mortimer, you're still as handsome as a film star. But then film stars, like policemen, get younger these days.
Ah, you're right, Lucy. Just as you always were in the old days. You always knew when a game was drawing to a close. Always knew just when to blow the whistle. Before the police arrived blowing theirs.
But what are you doing in life? And what are you doing in Flaxborough? And are the two connected?
They are. I am here on an assignment. I am, Lucy, a dick.
I beg your pardon?
A gumshoe, a private eye, a detective.
What an excellent use for your time-honoured and proven skills in creeping stealthily in the vicinity of bedrooms. You don't object to drinking Highland Fling from a teacup?
Oh, certainly not. If you're not going to offer me your slipper, a teacup will have to do.
Here's to you, my dear.
Here's to both of us. Tea time and hive, the old firm.
Excuse me, Inspector.
Yes, Sid.
There's a lady here would like a word with you. Says she's the secretary of the KKK.
I didn't know the Ku Klux Klan had set up a branch in Flaxborough. Not wearing a white hood, is she?
No, it's the... Oh, hang on. Here it is. Kindly Kennel Club. Hasn't got a hood on, though. Just one of those peaked hats that looks as if it's designed to deflect falling masonry. Name of Mrs. Palgrove.
Oh, no. Not Mrs. Henrietta Palgrove.
I didn't ask her first name. She doesn't seem the sort you'd ever call by her first name.
No, she isn't. Still, better show her in.
This way, Mrs. Palgrove. This is Inspector Purbright.
I know that boy. I'll come straight to the point, Inspector.
Please do, Mrs. Palgrove.
It is our Flag Day, and some perfectly dreadful things have been happening.
Really? Oh, dear. Do sit down.
Does the boy have to remain?
I think that Detective Sergeant Love ought to hear what you have to say.
Detective Sergeant? Doesn't look old enough to be a Boy Scout.
Well, now, and what are these dreadful things, Mrs. Palgrove?
Let us not beat about the bush, Inspector.
Let us not, Mrs. Palgrove.
My organisation's name has been brought into disrepute by a trick. A very nasty trick. Certain unauthorised persons have been passing themselves off as our flag sellers.
Today, you mean?
Of course today. I have lost no time in letting you know, so you must do something about it.
Perhaps you can be a little more specific, Mrs. Palgrove. Can you tell me where any of these people are operating?
No, I cannot.
You haven't actually seen any of them yourself, then?
A number of people have come into the Flag Day HQ. They have complained very bitterly, as well they might, although we ourselves, of course, were in no way to blame.
It might be of some assistance if you were to tell me what they were complaining about.
Seems it's some of the flags that have been the trouble, sir. I think they've given offence.
Perhaps if you could tell us about that, Mrs. Palgrove.
Unauthorised emblems, very like our own, but quite unauthorised, have got into circulation. There are words on them.
Aren't there words on yours?
Not these.
I see.
They are, as you might say, messages, printed very boldly upon a clever imitation of our emblem. Perhaps message is not quite the right description, though.
No?
No. Invitations, and of the most embarrassing kind.
Like at fairs, I think she means, sir. Or the seaside. You know, on funny hats.
Funny hats?
Like Kiss Me Quick, that sort of thing. Only a bit earthier.
Oh, I say, you are awful.
I know I am, dear lady. Large brandy and water, please. But why do you say so?
Well, there, that badge you're wearing. Well, really, I never did. Here's your brandy. What a thing to be wearing.
This? Why, I bought this from a flag seller. Some charity for the aid of man's best friend, I think.
Is that what they call it? Take it up and have a look at it. The water's in the jug.
Well, certainly. I can't think what...
Well, it says you've got a... Well, great big...
Good heavens, so it does.
And that you can... Well, really.
I thought I'd been receiving some strange looks.
Well, I should think so, with an advertisement like that on your lapel. Bragging about... Well, I mean...
Yes? And what do you mean?
Well, people... Women would be wondering if it was true, wouldn't they?
Yes, I suppose they would. I wonder if you'd care to join me in a drink, my dear.
Oh, well...
And tell me, my dear, are you wondering if it's true?
You wanted to see me, Chief Constable?
Ah, Mr. Purbright. Yes. Nice to see the Ranger. He's not... Well, come in. Yes. Now then, Deirdre, leave Inspector Purbright alone. She's pleased to see you, Purbright.
Quite mutual, sir.
Yes, he's an affectionate little thing, isn't she?
Oh, most loving, sir.
Yeah. Well, Deirdre. Now then, Purbright, what is all this about some woman expecting to be poisoned or drowned or something?
I'm afraid I'm not quite with you, sir.
Oh, aren't you? Well, I've had this letter, do you see? I thought you might know something about it.
No, sir.
You don't?
No.
I see. Well, it's a bit chewed up now, I'm afraid. Deirdre thought it was for her, didn't you, Deirdre? Oh, yes, well, it might just be a bit of silliness, you know.
Oh, of course, sir.
Look, perhaps I'd better read it to you. It's not signed, you know, and I can't think offhand of anyone who'd normally address me as my dear friend. Well, never mind, though it goes like this. My dear friend, this is an urgent appeal. I am in great danger. The person whose loyal and faithful companion I have been, and to whom even now my life is dedicated, intends to have me done away with. I can scarcely believe his change of heart, but I have heard the plan discussed and must believe it, however unwillingly. They do not think I understand what is going on. Of course I understand. I can sense when I am in the way. And I know that murder is going to be the reward for my uncomplaining loyalty. A poisoned pellet in my food, a quick injection, perhaps to be held helpless under water by a loved hand until I drown.
One or other of these dreadful fates will overtake me if you, dear friend, do not bring aid. I cannot, for reasons you will understand, sign this letter, but I enclose my photograph in the hope that your heart may be touched.
I gather you don't take this letter seriously.
Why do you say that?
Ah, you do take it seriously, then.
Oh, well, everything must be judged on its merits, Mr. Purbright. I mean, here is a letter, unsigned, addressed to me by somebody or other who thinks they're going to be murdered, or says they do. And what do you propose to do about it, Well, I suppose you want to examine it for fingerprints and so forth.
I think the only fingerprints it will have on it now, Chief Constable, will be yours. And, of course, Deirdre's.
Yes, I see what you mean.
And the photograph, sir?
Photograph?
Well, the writer speaks of enclosing a photograph.
Oh, bless my soul. Yes. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. No. There definitely wasn't a photograph. Oh, do let go of Inspector Purbright, Deirdre. There's a dear. Deirdre. Silly girl. She is very fond of you, Purbright.
Dover?
That's right.
Hastings here. All right if I make my report?
Just a minute. Well, yes.
I commenced observation of Calais at 08:20 hours when she left the house accompanied by a large dog. She went to a park near the river, apparently in order to let the dog have some exercise and relieve itself, which it did.
Was it liver and white?
I didn't actually examine it.
Dog, liver and white.
Oh, the dog. Ah, yes.
Fine animal, didn't you think?
Oh, most captivating.
All right, carry on.
Calais remained in the park until 09:30 hours. It was raining heavily for part of the time, and
She didn't let the dog get wet, did she?
No, she took it into a shelter, the only shelter, and sat there until the rain stopped. I was able to observe that no one made contact with the subject while she was in the park. Afterwards, she went into several shops and returned home at 0:10:15 hours, when I took the opportunity of returning briefly to my hotel and changing into dry clothes.
Well, go on.
At 1100 hours, Calais came out of the house and continued on foot into town. She entered a tea shop called the Willow Plate and was joined almost immediately by a woman whom I suggest we codename Dieppe.
What did she look like?
Brilliant table legs, poor soul, but a vivacious manner, spectacles of a somewhat bizarre transatlantic cast, light fluffy hair, loud voice, 35 or so.
I think I know who it was.
A vodka and lime sort of woman, or virgin for a ducat.
No need to be offensive.
Offensive?
Never mind. Go on. Did you hear what they were talking about?
Well, some of it, certainly. I succeeded in finding a seat in the next alcove thing to theirs. It is that kind of tea shop, you know, and I was able to take notes of parts of the conversation until nearly 1200 hours, when they left separately. Calais was very difficult to hear. Dieppe was not. I received what you might call the drift. Shall I summarise it for you?
I simply want to know what arrangement they made. I take it that an arrangement was made.
Oh, yes, indeed. Briefly, it is this. Dieppe is to travel this afternoon to Nottingham.
What is Nottingham the code for?
Well, nothing. Nottingham is just Nottingham.
Oh. So long as we know.
She's going there today by train. She'll book a single room at the Trent Towers Hotel, but in Calais' name, not her own. She'll not leave again until tomorrow morning, when she'll book out, do some shopping, and catch the 11 o'clock train back to Flaxborough. At Flaxborough Station, Dieppe will be met by Calais, to whom she will give the things she has bought, together with the hotel receipt.
You have done rather well, Mr. Hastings.
All part of the job, Mr. Dover. But there is more. I subsequently followed Calais to the reference room of the public library and saw her deposit a piece of paper in a book. When she'd gone, I went to the same book. It was a musical score of the Barton Pride, most appropriate, I thought. It was a message to Folkestone, which read, "All fix for tonight, wait at cottage."
Wait at cottage?
Yeah.
Excellent. And you know where the cottage is. You remember my directions.
Clearly.
And you know what you have to do.
I do, and I'm fully prepared. My camera is loaded and I'm straining at the leash, as they say.
Let me show you do it.
Hello? Dover? Hello?
Got to go to Leicester tonight.
Leicester? Why should you want to go to Leicester?
I don't want to go to Leicester. I said I have to. Business.
Funny business.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll be late back then.
Lord, I'm not dragging back here the same night. I'll stay over. Perhaps Tony can put me up.
Tony?
And he's with Hardy Livingstone. You know him. Drives a Porsche.
You can't just drop in on people like that. They aren't hotel keepers.
Tony won't mind. His wife won't either.
And what is it you're going to do in Leicester?
Oh, something to do with machinery. Wouldn't mean anything to you.
It means something to me that without any warning you clear off to stay with some people or other I've never heard of.
But you have heard of Tony. Tony Wilcox. Bloody hell, you met him at the firm's dinner a year ago. 2 years, maybe.
2 years ago?
Yes.
You went on your own 2 years ago. I was having that sinus operation.
Well, 3 then. What the hell does it matter?
Quite a lot, judging from the way you're taking refuge in bad language. It's the same when you have something to hide.
Oh, for crying out loud, woman!
I may be a woman, but I object to being referred to as such, and I will not tolerate your bad temper. I'm already extremely upset at those acts of sabotage.
Sabotage? What sabotage?
You see, you don't even listen to me. I've been telling you about it all through lunch, and you haven't heard a word. The KKK has...
KKK? Oh, for Pete's sake.
No, you don't care. Well, go to Leicester there and stay with this Tony or whatever her name is.
Her?
You needn't think you can fool me. All you can think about is following your filthy little pursuits in Leicester.
Once and for all, woman!
Honestly, you didn't need to come with me.
It's no trouble.
I'm quite capable of catching a train to Nottingham on my own. It's not even as if we've anything to say to each other. I shall be back tomorrow when I've done my shopping. I told you there'd be plenty of room. I told you didn't need to come.
Doreen? Doreen? Oh, it is you. I thought it was you, but I don't understand. What are you doing here? Oh, hello.
Hello, Brenda.
He just insisted on seeing me off. I'm just going over to Nottingham, you see. Stay overnight, do some shopping.
Oh, what a coincidence. I'm going to Nottingham too. That is, well, I was going to. Well, I thought I'd... What's happened?
I don't know. He insisted on seeing me off.
What are we going to do?
We both have to go to Nottingham, that's all.
But
Well, I suppose we can travel together.
Yes,
We'd, better get on.
Yes.
Well, goodbye, dear. You know about your supper? Just wants heating through. See you tomorrow, then. Yes?
Sid, do you happen to know of anyone in this town who goes in fear of assassination?
Oh, well, let's see now. Oh, yes, I can think of 8 or 9.
Well, somebody's been writing to the Chief Constable. There, on the desk, have a look.
My dear friend, murder, poison pellet, quick injection. Well written.
That shortens your list, does it?
Does away with it altogether. None of the ones I know could have put this together, not on their own.
The paper's a bit out of the ordinary.
Classy.
You could try Dawson's later, see if they stock it and if they can remember who's bought any. It's more likely a hoax than not, but we'd better check it out.
Do you know, I reckon a woman wrote it.
You think so?
Well, look, I mean, things like loyal and faithful companion, see? And loved hand. And ear, heart may be touched. Well, I mean, it must be a woman, mustn't it?
I suppose the phraseology is on the romantic side.
It's downright sloshy.
You may be right, Sid.
This woman, there's more than just one trying to do her in. Here, you see, they think I do not understand. That's what she says. They. So there must be 2 of them.
At least.
Oh, aye, well, Oh, I don't know, though. Two's the usual, surely. The husband and his bit on the side.
There's one thing I don't understand at all. Why does she say she can't sign the letter? Presumably, she'd have been immediately identifiable from the photograph that was supposed to be enclosed.
Odd that.
But then, she didn't enclose the photograph, though there are holes at the top corner, like pin marks, as if she'd pinned it on, then took it off.
Well, she must have changed her mind.
Possibly.
Unless
Unless?
somebody tampered with her mail.
Ah.
Hey up.
Evening, Sergeant Malley.
Now then, young Sid. I've got something here as I thought might interest you two.
Well, what's that then?
Well, a letter. Or rather, a pair of letters.
2 letters?
Matching pair. First one was written to old Amblesby, the coroner, asking him for help. Well, I mean, who in the right mind had asked that old fart for help? Especially if they really were going to be murdered.
Murdered?
Exactly, Sid. I thought it was just an hoax. I was going to chuck it away, then blow me, but Jack Lynch said it to the citizen, just pops in with another letter. And that one's a dead ringer for the first. Here, look. Same grey paper, same talk of poisoning or drowning.
But that's...
Same pinholes in the top corner.
Well, yeah, now you mention it. Look.
And no photograph.
That's right. Though in both cases, the writer says there's going to be. But how did you know?
Oh, same as this one. Yeah. Check 'em out, Sid.
Blimey, you mean there's 3 of them?
This one was sent to the Chief Constable.
My dear friend, this is an urgent appeal. I'm in great danger. The person who's... Blimey. Another of them.
Sure thing, Governor. All exactly the same. 3 of them.
Yeah, this is it then. I knew it. They always come in 3s.
What do? Letters?
No. Corpses.
Oh, honestly, Governor.
Sid.
Sorry, Inspector. But all this time we're spending on these charities. Well, is it worth it? I mean, if they want to go sabotaging each other's flag days, why don't we just let them get on with it?
Don't tempt me, Sid. Don't tempt me.
Well then, it's dead boring. Shouldn't we drop it for now and start trying to trace the woman that wrote that letter saying she was going to be murdered, drowned or whatever?
No, you can check out the notepaper later, but we've absolutely no time to go chasing after nutty letter writers.
Oh, well, could just do with a nice juicy murder.
The way these charity people carry on, it may well come to that yet. But, you know, that act of sabotage wasn't the first of its kind. There have been other attempts to embarrass and discredit a number of local charities. Now, what does that remind you of?
Dunno, Inspector.
It's not a thing we've much experience of in Flaxborough, but in London and a number of other cities, it's a growth industry.
Forgery?
Not beyond the printing of fake flags and badges. Protection rackets, Sid.
Hey, wow, do you reckon? Here in Flax?
I don't know yet, but...
What do you mean they could be going round shooting places up? Smashing? No, we'd have heard.
I wasn't imagining big black limousines and Tommy guns. It isn't usually like that anyway. If they want money, say, from a restaurant and the owner quibbles, they don't have to smash the place up. All they have to do is doctor the food, drive the customers away.
I see.
Well, those forged KKK badges with the lewd and rather risible suggestions printed on them were designed to do just that.
Obscene, Mrs. Palgrove called them.
And so they would be, to the sort of person who might regularly contribute to the Kindly Kennel Club.
Ah. So the charity that was doing the sabotaging might expect to get more dosh the next time their day came round.
Or somebody wanted the KKK to toe the line.
What line?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm pondering. Now, this Flaxborough and Eastern Counties Charities Alliance now. We better look into that. Find out what Miss Tea Time's up to. Still, I Can't do any more on it today. I have to go and speak to the boys at the grammar school after tea. Better go home and change into my good suit. A careers symposium, the headmaster calls it. Got to talk to the boys on the joys of being a policeman.
Oh, if only they knew.
Maul him, Fry! Maul him! Knock him down and stamp on him! Oh, no tears, blinking sop. Fry hardly touched you. Any boy who cries will see me after. Get something to cry for. Now run with it, Fry! Run with it, man! Don't saunter! Oh, told you! Serves you right.
Hey, Master.
Afternoon, Booker.
I wondered if I could...
Is it important? Look, I've got to kick some spine into the sixth form. Too much pubescent lethargy and nicotine poisoning.
Well, it's about tonight's career symposium, Headmaster.
Yes. You know Mr. Bearn's let us down. Again?
Yes, sir. It's in connection with that, actually.
Look, play on without me for a minute, and let's see some bloodshed. Look, remember your grammar school boys, and therefore superior. One of those oiks from the secondary modern grinding you into the mud. Well,
sir, I happen to meet a most interesting gentleman, Mr. Mortimer Hive, who's visiting Flaxborough for a few days from London.
The metropolis, eh?
It struck me that he might be a very interesting person to speak to the boys, broaden their horizons at the symposium, I mean.
Indeed he might. What is his profession?
Well, he's retired now, and I don't think he's entirely at liberty to tell us the nature of his work in detail.
Don't follow you.
I think he might be restricted from too much frankness by the Official Secrets Act.
Good Lord. I see. Do you mean he was...
Well, he can't say as much, of course, but he was obviously in public service at a very high level. He certainly moved in the very highest circles, aristocracy, members of Parliament.
He certainly sounds quite a catch, Booker. How did you meet him?
Well, as you know, Headmaster, I'm involved in certain charitable work here in the town.
Yeah, does he great credit.
And I happened to visit the hotel where he's staying to display some literature, and we struck up a conversation.
And he agreed to participate?
Well, he showed great interest. I'm sure that if you were to ask him, he would be delighted to give the boys the benefit of his great experience. I could arrange for you to meet him, if you like.
I should be delighted, Booker. Quite fascinated, in fact. Well done.
Thank you, Headmaster.
A man like this, Mr. Mortimer Hive, with his experience in the corridors of power, is bound to impart the high ideals and admirable principles which we want our boys to possess. Kill him, Messenger! Don't hug him! Rip his ears off!
Mortimer Hive, that is the 4th cream cake you've consumed in as many minutes. You could never have gained your reputation as the finest professional correspondent in the business if you'd shown so little regard for your figure and vigour in the past.
Perfectly true, Lucy. But now that I am condemned to be the man in the raincoat behind the camera, rather than the devil-may-care athlete frolicking in front of it, I can permit myself these little indulgences.
But surely even a private detective must be lithe and light on his feet.
I am enjoying myself, Lucy. Away from the noise and bustle of London, I feel as though I'm on holiday.
You mocked me when I came to settle in this out-of-the-way place, Mortimer. But this altogether charming town has been a revelation to me.
It certainly has its attractions. There's a young lady who serves in the cocktail bar of the Three Crowns.
Then if you have designs in that direction, that must be positively your last cream cake.
But you're making out all right then, Lucy, are you?
I'm being kept nicely occupied, and that's the main thing. You can have no idea, Mortimer, of how much room there is in the charities field for a proper organisation. I confess I found the work quite exciting.
Well, it's not the sort of thing I would have thought easy to corner.
There is, unfortunately, a long tradition of rivalry between the various charities. The doggy factions are especially difficult to reconcile. But once I've convinced them of the value of my little Flaxborough and Eastern Counties Charities Alliance, and of the wastefulness of dissipated effort, they quickly see that the situation can be, what's the modern jargon, rationalised.
How do you convince them if they don't want to come under your wing?
Oh, they soon find out that so many things can go wrong. The organisation of a flag day, for instance. It's amazing how easily the whole event can be wrecked by the tiniest accident or misunderstanding.
Do I detect some techniques of the protection rackets?
Only in the nicest possible way. And it is for the benefit of our dumb companions, after all. But tell me, how goes the case?
Oh, bagatelle, Lucy. I have a photographic appointment tonight with the wife and her lover in their trysting place, Folkestone and Calais making the beast with two backs, as the bard so evocatively put it.
The Folkestone and Calais?
Code names, Lucy, tricks of the trade. I am Hastings for the purpose of this exercise. My client is Dover, his wife is Calais, and her paramour is Folkestone.
It seems rather complicated.
Well, so does to the uninitiated, but I promise you, it adds Guinness to the bill. Calais has ostensibly travelled to Nottingham to stay the night in a hotel to do some shopping. In truth, she'll be writhing in an ecstasy of illicit passion with Folkestone in some cottage on the outskirts of town. I have but to flick the shutter of my camera as they frolic in flagrante, and my work will be done.
Is Folkestone also married?
Very much so.
And what is his cover story, I wonder?
I am not privy to that. From his appearance, a business trip would seem the obvious lie. Lucy, if you are not going to eat that last cream cake, then I am.
Evening, Mr. Spade.
Oh, evening, Sir Mally.
Hey, that's a nice bit of lamb you got hung up in your window.
Home kill, is that? Slaughtered it myself. Well, and how's the world of crime this week, then? Keeping you busy, are they?
Well, there will be. Bodies, Jack. Bodies.
Bodies?
Dead bodies. Cold and lifeless on the slab. I'll have a quarter of that press beef, if you please. Oh, yes, bodies. Had two this week, you see.
Two? Must be one of your feet.
There was old Miss Bassett, knocked down gathering herbs on the level crossing.
I wonder why she not been in. I was saving her some giblets.
Then there was young Percy Allen, knocked off his motorbike.
Now, that was sad.
But that's only two, you see.
Only two?
The thing about bodies, you see, is they always...
Excuse me, I'm in a hurry.
Don't mind if I see to Mrs. Palgrove, do you, Bill? Mrs. Palgrove's special. All wrapped up and ready? I thought Mr. Palgrove was going to collect it.
And so he should have done. I should know better than to expect him to remember anything. All he can think about is some business trip he says he has to make.
Oh, here we are, then.
I'd like to see it, if you please. Kindly unwrap it.
Oh, of course, Mrs. Palgrove. There we are.
I don't want any of that fat. You know he can't abide fat. Kindly remove it.
Oh, well, just as you please. Take that bit off there, shall we?
And there.
Oh, yes, there now. How's that?
Oh, I suppose it'll have to do.
That's be down to 45p now. I'll put it on your bill, shall I?
Of course.
Good night, Mrs. Palgrove. See you on Friday as usual. Miserable old sow. I tell you, if my wife had a face like that, I'd not need a hatchet for chopping firewood.
That husband of hers, what's his name? Leonard? Leonard. He must be finicky with his meat, wanting all that fat cut off it.
That's not for her husband. That's for that daft little dog of hers. Rodney, it's called. Reckon old Pally Palgrove has to eat whatever's left after that dog's done with it. Still, they reckon he gets some nice bits of flesh in other ways. Now, what was that you were saying about bodies?
Oh, two this week. Well, mark my words, where bodies are concerned, they always come in threes.
Here we are. Large brandy and water. How's that for waitress service?
Enchanted. To watch you walk across the room toward me, dear lady, is worth far more than the brandy. It is one of life's great bonuses to see such grace and voluptuousness.
Oh, things you say. You're embarrassing me now.
I tell you no lie. You draw me like a siren.
You do have a way with words.
Thank you. At what time do you finish work, my dear?
Oh, well, tonight?
Tonight, no. Tonight I fear I have to work for my living. Tonight I have an assignment.
I bet you mean an assignation.
Alas, no. Definitely an assignment.
Regular man of mystery you are, and no mistake.
Am I indeed?
I can usually tell what my customers do. I mean, there's Mr. Harrison over there, always ever so smartly turned out. Tell at a glance what he is.
What is he, my dear?
Rat catcher. But what are you, I wonder? And why have you got that big leather case with you?
In this case are the tools of my trade.
Looks like a camera.
See, there's no pulling the wool over your eyes.
You're a photographer.
Well, it is part of my work.
Are you a famous fashion photographer in Vogue and Harper's and things like that?
Some of my clients have just taken off the very latest creations.
Well, tell me. I'm sure you'll find me very discreet.
Will I, indeed?
In every way. I'm not one to go telling the world, you know.
I may want to test your discretion.
Oh, might you know?
Mr. Hyde, there you are.
Oh.
I am to meet these gentlemen. I shall return tomorrow, dear lady, and we will take up our conversation where we left off.
Mr. Hyde.
Good evening, Mr. Booker.
May I introduce my headmaster, Mr. Clay, Mr. Mortimer Hyde.
Delighted to meet you, Mr. Hyde.
The pleasure is mine, Mr. Clay.
And this is Mr. O'Toole, the County Youth Employment Coordinator.
Now then, Cocky.
Now, what are we all having, headmaster?
A small and extremely dry sherry, Mr. Booker, if you please.
Brandy and water would touch the spot, I fancy.
Find a wallop.
Won't leave in it. A dry sherry, brandy and water, pint of best bitter, and a Lohengrin lime for me, please.
You are from London, I gather, Mr. Hyde.
From London, indeed.
A city of great opportunities.
Boundless. Boundless.
You will appreciate, Mr. Hyde, that for our young people, London is a magnet. To them, it promises fulfilment. We educationalists may have a more sceptical view, and with good cause, I venture to say. But we do not flatter ourselves that we can correct the naive assumptions of youth. Only experience can do that.
Here we are.
Your blood's worth bottling, Squire.
What the headmaster's leading up to, I think.
Now, Booker, pray allow me to do my own leading. Mr. Hyde will see its object soon enough. Mr. Hyde, we arrange from time to time at the school what we call a careers symposium.
What a splendid idea. Cheers.
Well, I didn't touch the sides, Mr. Hyde. Good health.
It is attended by boys of the 5th and 6th forms, and they're able to put questions to representatives of a variety of professions whom we invite as guests. Now, may we have the pleasure of inviting you to...
kind. I'd better stick to brandy and water, I think.
I see. Mr. Booker?
Very good, headmaster.
Now, it so happens that just such a symposium has been arranged for this very evening in 25 minutes' time. The panel, I fancy that is the word, is a not undistinguished one. We've been promised the attendance of a solicitor, also an estate agent, and an inspector of police. Unfortunately, all these gentlemen follow their professions locally.
Your brandy, Mr. Hyde.
Your health, my dear son. Your very good health.
Now, if our boys were to be presented with some stimulus to their imagination in the form of a visitor from the great metropolis...
The great metropolis.
Indeed, here's to it. Oh, my glass seems to be empty.
Let me do the honours, sir. Mr. Clay?
Not just at the moment. I should esteem it a great favour, Mr. Hyde, if you would come along to our little symposium and possibly say a few words to the boys on the subject of your career.
Leave me, my dear sir, to your siblings.
You're sure you don't mind?
Mind? Certainly not. I can think of absolutely nothing that would give me greater pleasure. Oh, dear.
Is something amiss?
Oh, dear. The fact is that I have just remembered that I have a most important engagement tonight. Most important.
Mr. Booker, Mr. Hyde says he has an engagement. You didn't mention anything about that.
Well, I really didn't know, headmaster. Anyway, perhaps it's not all that urgent, Mr. Hyde? Oh, here's your brandy.
The boys will be most disappointed.
Is your appointment fixed for any particular time?
Well, it's true that I have a little time in hand, but...
The school's very near.
There will, of course, be refreshments.
Cocoa. And seed cake.
You tempt me. Indeed you do. I remember something my old headmaster said to me during my last term at Harrow. Never hesitate to hand on the lamp, Hive, for it will burn all the more brightly if you do.
How true. So what do you say then, Mr. Hive?
Of course you will.
Did I drink that last brandy? Oh, dear.
I'll get you another one.
For the road, you know, for the road. The night is young, damn me. I really think I should... pass on the lamp, eh? I'm a very easily persuaded fellow.
Splendid. Incidentally, I should be rather interested, purely for introductory purposes, the boys, you know, to hear what your profession actually was. I believe you're retired.
on the insistence of my doctors. Certain occupational maladies, slip disc, sciatica, things like that.
I believe that the work was, to some extent, secret.
Oh, very. Goes without saying. Discretion, absolute priority.
And I believe you moved in quite exalted circles.
My code forbids me to reveal.
Oh, of course.
But there was frequently a coronet above the bed.
Good Lord.
Except when I was working abroad, of course.
I see. You mean your work took you abroad a great deal?
I seldom slept in my own bed.
Oh,
fancy that.
I should be surprised if in so long a period you've not received some tokens of official recognition of your...
Various little trophies have come my way, you know. Oh, I say, is this for me? Cheers.
There we are then, Rodney. Whose mummy's echo cheeky boy then?
Right. I'm off then.
To Leicester?
That's right.
And you expect me to believe that?
Well, now, what's that supposed to mean?
I don't suppose you fed the goldfish?
Of course I haven't fed the damn goldfish. You won't even catch me going out there. What do you want to keep the goldfish in that damn silly well for? And all those gnomes, it's like a fairy bloody grotto out there.
You're always bad-tempered and uncouth when you've something to hide.
Something to hide? What could I possibly have to hide?
I don't know her name, and I really don't want to.
Her name? Whose name?
Whoever it is you're indulging your disgusting habits with tonight.
Oh, don't be some bloody stupid woman.
How dare you call me woman?
What else can I call you, you dirty-minded, gossip-mongering woman? I have a mind.
Don't you threaten me. Don't you dare raise your hand to me.
I'll do as I damn well please in my own house.
Very well, boys. Settle down, please. Now, Mr. Hideaway, the estate agent, Mr. Scorp, the solicitor, and Inspector Purbright of the Borough Constabulary have all done us the honour of making previous visits to us, and I hope you've thought of some intelligent and interesting questions for them. But first, I should like to introduce to you boys a very special, I might almost say, mystery guest. He is the gentleman you see sitting next to our ever-helpful friend from the Ministry of Labour, Mr. O'Toole. I refer to Mr. Mortimer Hive. You must come and entertain me with your bee impersonation tomorrow morning, Fry, straight after assembly. Mr. Hive is from London.
Big deal.
And when I say he is from London, I do not think I betray any interests of national security by telling you that his work, from which he has now retired, was of a highly significant and confidential nature. I am right, am I not, Mr. Hive?
Yea, verily, yea, verily.
This?
I shall ask Mr. Hive to address us in a moment. But first, a few questions for our local experts. Now, you may ask these gentlemen anything you like, provided, I say, that the question is relevant to the matter of employment. What I do not want to hear, and I can assure you that Mr. Booker will not want to hear them either, are questions of a fatuous or a provocative nature. You know what I mean, and Mr. Booker knows what I mean. Very well then, first boy.
Please, sir, could the inspector tell us what his job is worth? Salary, I mean, sir, and perks.
Well, of course, you have to remember that to begin with...
No, darlings, I do not think we should frame our questions in such a personal, directly personal form. If, as you very reasonably might, you wish to learn the scale of emoluments in the police force, I feel sure that our good friend Mr. O'Toole will be pleased to provide you with the appropriate literature.
Chapter and verse, Cocky.
Next question.
Please, sir, do you think the gentleman from London could tell us something about employment prospects in his own line of business? Whatever that is, sir.
Thank you, Fry. Mr. Hive. Mr. Hive.
Hey, sailor, you're wanted on deck.
What's about it, dear lady? And you too, sir, no need to dress. Excellent. No embarrassment, I beg it. I hope we're not... Good Lord. Where did all these boys come from?
Told you, as I knew.
Boys, bundles of boys. My God, it isn't a choir, is it?
All right, Cocky, you can do it. School, speeches, usual guff. You,
Now.
Thank you, my good sir. You're an officer and a gentleman. Say no more. Boys, no, gentlemen, when your headmaster here...
That's the inspector!
...was kind enough to ask me to come along and present your prizes today, do you know what I said to him? The very first thing I said? You don't? No? Well, never mind. You see, in the great game of, now, there's just one thing that I want to, all important this thing, winning, you see. Not the main thing. Prizes, you see, some people don't want them. People with prizes didn't want them in a game of life. See, they sent for me. Hive, they said. Important people, man. Oh, very important. Rub shoulders with aristocracy. Not just shoulders either. No, never mind that either. Do mind that, though. And that was it. Token, appreciation to show. I'm beautiful memories. You ever seen a birthmark? Exact shape of Statue of Liberty? Torch and all? No? All right. I have. In the game's life. On Lady Felicity Hoop's left buttock. No, as it were. Right buttock. Yes, a lovely woman. Dead now. Tragic. In the midst of life, you know. Oh, well, as the man said.
And that concludes our little symposium for tonight. Thank you, boys. Will you file out quickly and quietly, please? For heaven's sake, Booker, get him off the premises, and I shall want to see you about this tomorrow.
Yes, headmaster.
It's heavy.
Hey, let me help.
Leave him to me, gents. Used to it. One of the fraternity. Some of my best friends, etc. I'll get him out of the way for you.
Birds of a feather.
Come on, Cocky. Up you come.
We're going on somewhere, are we?
Lean on me.
Where's my camera? Hey, you. What? What have you done with my camera?
What?
Camera, I had a camera. It needed, you see, most important. For important assignment. Where's the camera?
What is it now?
He says he's lost his camera.
I saw no camera. He was carrying a sort of suitcase thing when we were in the hotel.
Well, he hasn't got it now.
Well, I can't help that. He must be got out of the school. I rely on you to see to it. A little refreshment before you leave, Inspector.
Thank you.
Right away, Mr. Scorp. Wonderful far. Mrs. Wilson's excellent concoctions is doubtless awaiting us in the common room.
You must have left it in the pub.
Pub?
3 crowns just round the corner. I'll show you.
The pub. I have discovered, my dear sir, in game's life, that all problems can be resolved, all losses made good, if one can only find the right pub.
It's no use. I can't find it. It's definitely not in the cocktail bar, and I've searched the lounge. I'm not going in the public this time of night, but he wouldn't have been in there anyway. What's he doing now?
Trying to get his car started.
Mr. Hive, you can't go driving tonight.
Coward Stoss.
Let's get the bonnet up, have a look.
Have to be there.
Where?
Lips of serial confidentiality, discretion guaranteed. 24-hour service. Must get there tonight.
Somebody's nicked your distributor.
Is that bad?
You could say that.
They must be there.
Well, Squire, this was deliberate. Wherever it is you were going, somebody doesn't want you to get there.
I shall not defeat Hive. I've never fallen down on a case.
Steady.
Very well, then. I shall walk.
Where you going?
Forward, into the valley of death and so forth. Forward. Onward, Hive. Onward. Duty calls.
Right, madam. Now don't you upset yourself any more. I'll get some men over there straight away. Constable!
Morning, Sergeant Malley. Lovely day.
Never mind that now. Has Inspector Purbright coming yet?
Dunno, Sarge.
I'll go and look in his office. You get a couple of the lads and get off to this address straight away.
What is it, Sarge?
Unless I'm very much mistaken. Body number 3 has just turned up. Inspector Purbright.
Morning, Bill. Come in.
Guess who's been found down a well?
Some bloody charity organiser, I expect. That'll be all I needed.
Oh, so you've heard already?
Heard? Heard what?
Well, this business about a woman in a well. Mrs. Palgrove. She's a charity organiser, isn't she? Polly Progle's missus, Brompton Gardens.
Good God.
Well, when you said...
I was joking. The trouble I've had with these charity organisers. Not likely to be natural causes, is it?
Well, not unless she stuck her own head down the well and kept it there. Could be art, I suppose.
A well, though? In Brompton Gardens?
Oh, it's one of them dummy ones you see at garden centres, made of concrete done up to look like stone, with a plastic roof on it and plastic bucket on a chain. Seems it's filled to the brim with water and has fish swimming about in it. She's got gnomes all around it and all. Quite a feature. You've not seen it, then?
I've never been on her visiting list. Are you sure about all this?
Oh, we've only had a phone report up to now. Seems right, though. Cleaning lady, name of Mrs. George, found her half an hour ago. Couple of the lads have gone to the house.
Right. I think we better join them. Come on. I'll want Sergeant Lubb as well. See if he's in the canteen, will you, Bill?
Is that Dover?
Hastings, I suppose.
Correct.
I thought I told you not to ring at lunchtime. It's not convenient.
Yes, I'm sorry, but I thought you'd want to be told as soon as possible about something rather disastrous.
How do you mean?
Well, last night, naturally. I mean, contretemps is scarcely the word. As if it weren't enough to have my camera stolen and my car sabotaged.
Camera?
My dear sir, you don't know the half of it. I still don't know what they did to the car, but it certainly wouldn't start. I just had to abandon it and set off for that benighted, blasted cottage on foot.
What?
I walked. It was about 10 miles and singularly rough going.
It's 4, actually. Heavens, there was no need, man. I'd never have expected you to walk.
I am not in the habit of quitting a job just when it's becoming difficult.
All right. What happened?
My report follows. At approximately 21:30 hours, I proceeded on foot to the premises at Hambourne Dyke, where the subject, Calais, was understood to have arranged a rendezvous with Folkestone. I arrived at approximately 22:30 hours and commenced observation. A car, which I recognised as Folkestone's, was standing in a concealed position at the side of the cottage. Investigation revealed no other vehicle.
For heaven's sake, can't you shorten this a bit?
In matters such as this, one cannot be too fastidious regarding detail and accuracy of the evidence. I might add with respect that if anyone knows how an inquiry agent's report ought to be framed, it is surely an experienced and conscientious inquiry agent.
All right, get on with it then.
Very well. No other. Oh, yes. I noticed signs that the premises were occupied. Lights were on in 2 of the rooms, one at the front and one at the rear of the house. The curtains of both rooms were drawn. This made observation difficult, but in each case I was successful in obtaining a view of the interior through a gap in the aforementioned curtains. I established by this means that the room at the rear, which I confirmed as being a bedroom, had at that time no occupant. In the front room, however, I observed Folkestone. He was alone and appeared to be drinking. There was no sign of the subject, Calais. I kept Folkestone under observation until 3 o'clock, 300 hours. He left the room twice for short periods. The subject did not appear. At 3 o'clock I observed that Folkestone was asleep. I therefore took a short rest myself.
Where?
I leaned against a tree. In this profession one acquires a facility for going into a light doze on one's feet. I had, of course, set what I call my mental alarm clock to arouse me at a reasonable time.
What time was that?
6:30, actually. May I finish my report now?
No. There really wouldn't be any point. To be perfectly frank, the situation is not at all what it was.
I'm not sure that I understand.
I'm sorry. The thing is, there's been a reconciliation.
I'm grieved to hear it.
You shouldn't be. The saving of a marriage is a matter for rejoicing, surely.
I hope I've not failed to give satisfaction. I've taken a great deal of trouble, if you don't mind my mentioning it.
Not at all. You've done splendidly.
That's most kind of you. I do hope you understand, though, that in this field of work a single setback must not be regarded too pessimistically. Folkestone is not necessarily a broken reed, you know. He and Calais will no doubt arrange other nights of illicit dalliance, and you will have the evidence you require. If I might presume to advise a little more patience.
No, you might not. I wish nothing further done in the matter.
Just as you like.
You may as well return to London at once. I think, in fact, that would be advisable. I'm sure you'll have plenty of other work to get on with. with. You could leave today. Do you think you could prepare your account before you leave?
Well, I think I can manage that.
Good. Well, leave it in a sealed envelope with my name on it in that little shop near the station, the one I told you about. And whatever you do, don't post it. Oh, incidentally,
Yes?
this isn't important in the least, but I just wondered if you happen to learn our friend Folkestone's real name.
Oh, no, I never actually heard anybody call him anything.
Doesn't matter at all. I couldn't care less now. Are you getting the car put right?
A garage is working on it. It seems the distributor had been removed.
Vandals, I suppose.
Oh, I shouldn't wonder.
That's fine. Don't forget to put it on the bill. And thanks a lot for everything. You just get off back to London then. Goodbye.
So that's that. You're an odd sort of bird, Mr. Dover, or whatever your name really is.
Whatever made you pick this car, Sid?
We've only got the two after all, and there's not much to choose between them mechanically. They're both overdue at the knacker's yard. It's just that the Chief Constable's been using the other one, with his entire gaggle of Yorkies. Smells like a dog basket.
Enough said.
Turn right here, young Sid.
I know.
All right. You plainclothes fellas forget where places are, that's all. Too long off the beat.
I must say, there's some very nice houses round here.
Oh, aye. Debtor's row, they call this. Ever so posh. You got to have a mortgage the size of the national debt just to own a dog kennel up round here.
Very appropriate. Mrs. Palgrove being one of the town's chief doggy people.
Oh, that reminds me, Governor.
Don't call me Governor, Sid.
Sorry, Inspector. But, you know, I was trying to find out about that grey notepaper. The stuff them letters were written on. The ones about being murdered.
Oh, aye.
Well, I found out that Dawsons are the only people that sell it.
Oh, aye.
They can only think of 3 people who'd bought any.
Well?
One of them was Mrs. Palgrove.
Ah.
Well, then.
Very interesting, I thought. If she wrote appealing for help because she was afraid of being murdered, drowned, and now she's...
Now, we mustn't be too quick to jump to conclusions.
Oh, even so.
As you say, even so, it could be that you've put us onto something important, Sid.
Oh, thank you, Governor. Inspector.
Hey, you!
Are you addressing me, young fella, my lad?
Yeah. You were the one who's come to talk to us last night at that meeting last night, weren't you? You were the one that was pissed.
I was?
Yeah, Mr. Clay said I'd find you in or outside the 3 Crowns. He was right, wasn't he?
The fact that you have accosted me on the threshold of the hostelry you mention does not mean that I was either coming out or about to go in. And, who, pray, is Mr. Clay?
The Beak.
The Beak? What, you mean the magistrate?
No, the headmaster.
Ah, yes. I dimly remember a headmaster.
Should think it is only dimly and all. You was bottled. He sent you this, told me to fetch it to you. It's a camera, I think.
Ah, my camera. Well done, young fellow, my lad.
You what?
Here. I insist on rewarding you. Here's a penny.
A penny?
Cut along then, young shaver. You'll just have time to catch the tuck shop before Latin.
Blimey. You're crackers.
By the way, where did this turn up, do you know?
Cupboard somewhere. At the school.
Huh.
Barmy.
You'll have to excuse me. You won't make a mess, will you? I've got to get along home now.
Ah, now you be Mrs...
George, Mrs. George. I help here, but I shall have to be getting back.
I see. I shan't keep you long, Mrs. George. There are just a couple of things I'd like to ask you, though.
Oh, well,
was it you who telephoned the police station this morning, Mrs. George?
Yes. I couldn't think what else to do.
Then I wonder if you'd mind telling me exactly what you found when you arrived. You'd come to help with the housework, had you?
That's right. I come every day and give a hand. This morning the bus was a bit late, but even so, I don't think it was quite 9 o'clock when I got here. I went round to the kitchen door, expecting it to be open as usual.
Open?
Well, not open. Unlocked, I mean. Anyway, it wasn't. So I knocked a few times and waited about a while, but nobody came. So I went to the big door and rang the bell. Well, still nobody answered, and I couldn't hear a sound inside, and I thought, funny, 'cause Mrs. Palgrove hadn't said anything the day before about going away, which she would have done, of course.
Of course.
Well, I thought I'd better give them a few minutes, just in case. So I started to walk about a bit outside and look at the flowers. Of course, it was then that
Yes, Mrs. George?
Yeah, well, I mean, there she was, sort of doubled over the wall of that well thing, half of her outside, the other half inside, right in the water, arms, shoulders, head, right under, and them fishes swimming round in her hair, in and out.
Did you pull her out of the water?
I didn't seem able to manage it. She's quite a big woman, you know.
It was very sensible of you to telephone.
I tried to get her out. I tried always. It was no good, though. I mean, people are a lot heavier than they look, aren't they? Especially when they're lying awkward. Well, anyway, I just couldn't. So I ran down to the phone at the corner. It seemed the best way. I mean...
Of course. By the way, how did you get into the house eventually?
Get in?
Well, you did open the door to us.
Yes. One of the policemen who came found a window open, and he got through. A nice young man. Big, with a red face.
Constable Pook.
I thought he must be.
Must be what?
A Pook. Well, I've known quite a lot of his family. They've all got that same shaped head and red shiny face, even the women. I thought he was a Pook.
Ah.
He said it would be all right to come in, though.
I suppose Mr. Palgrove is away from home, is he?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he's not here now, and it's not usual for him to leave for business until, an hour or more after I arrive. The other policemen wanted to know, and I told them the same. They'd most likely know at his office. I mean, you could try his office.
I could, couldn't I? All right, Mrs. George, there's no reason why you should stay any longer. You've been most patient.
Right, then. I'll get off. I knew he was a Pook. Minute I set eyes on him. Funny lot.
Constable Pook.
Sarge?
I don't suppose you thought to contact the doctor?
On his way.
Wonders will never cease.
How long do you reckon she's been dead?
Oh, hard to say.
Well, I'd have thought you'd know about these things. You being coroner's officer. I mean, an hour? 2 hours? More?
Oh, yes. A lot more than 2. I'd say it was last night sometime, from the colour of her.
I must say, there's something about a dead face, isn't there? It's not... well...
Human?
Yes, I suppose that's what I mean. The makeup just makes it look worse, too.
I better cover her over, poor soul, till the doctor gets here.
Morning, Constable Pook.
Morning, Inspector.
Been dead for hours, sir. Sometime last night from the colour of her.
How long do we think the doctor will be? Anybody know?
Any time now, sir. It's Dr. Ferguson from General. We couldn't get hold of Reynolds.
You've tried to contact the husband?
We haven't had much luck, sir. I rang his firm, but...
That's Camflax, isn't it?
Yes. I rang him straight away, but he wasn't there. They said he didn't usually turn up before 10. I called a bit later when his secretary had come in, and she said he'd arranged to go to Leicester last night.
When does she expect him back?
Sometime this morning, she thinks.
All right. Well, at least we know why he isn't here. Bill, you'd better get over to Canflax and wait around in case Palgrove goes straight to his office. Break things to him gently and tell him there'll be somebody here waiting.
Right.
What a swizz.
What?
This well. It's a fake.
You didn't think it was real, did you, Sid?
Well, I didn't expect it to be plastic. Daft thing to keep fishing anyway.
How do you think it happened?
She must have Leaned too far over, I suppose.
She'd have a job. Bloody hard on the belly, this edge is.
Now, supposing your hands slipped, Bill, wouldn't your head and perhaps your shoulders go under?
Aye, they might, just for a second. But I could easily enough yank 'em out again. Look, as long as you've got the weight of your legs on this side of the ball, you're anchored. You can get your head up any time you like, and push yourself back, like this.
Then why didn't Mrs. Palgrove push herself back? It was only the upper part of her body that was in the water, wasn't it, Pook?
That's right, sir. The lady was sort of jackknifed across the wall, one half each side. I could show you if you like, sir.
Oh, no, you needn't do that. I quite see what you mean.
There's only one explanation I can think of.
Heart attack?
Well, it does happen. And she looks overweight, poor soul.
Look who's talking.
That'll do, young Sid. In any case, son, I don't go out feeding goldfish in the middle of the night.
Middle of the night?
Well, it must have been dark anyway. The lad saw this torch in the bottom. Here, look. And raked it out.
Was there anything else down there?
We only saw that flashlight. But we didn't make what you'd call a proper search. Water's pretty green lower down. Hard to see.
No, naturally. Ah, here's the ambulance now. Hey, what's that?
That's Rodney, sir, Mrs. Palgrove's dog. That's put him in the garage for now.
Oh, that's all right. I thought the Chief Constable was creeping up on us.
There you are, then. One large brandy. Must say, this is a nice surprise. State you were in when you went marching off into the wide blue yonder last night. I never expected to see you again.
I said I would return to carry on our conversation from where we left off.
Oh, you remembered then?
How could I keep away, my dear?
Go on. You can call me Helen, if you like.
I do like very much, Helen.
And you are?
Mortimer.
Oh, Mortimer? Oh, I say. I've never known a Mortimer before. I shall call you Mort.
Well, I suppose if you must.
What's all that writing you're doing, Mort? Do tell me.
I'm preparing an account of professional fees and outgoings.
You're not. You're writing a love letter.
Might I hope that you could be free for an hour or so this evening,
Well,
Helen?
I dare say I could tell you, but only if you let me know what you're really writing.
But I've told you, I'm making out an account.
Honest? You're just another commercial traveller after all, then?
Oh, very well. Now that my assignment is completed, I will tell you. I am a private detective.
No. Go on. Oh, get away, you're pulling me leg.
I'm not pulling your leg, though I do hope to have the opportunity. I am what I say I am.
A private eye?
If you wish.
A dick?
Well, in a manner of...
Oh, I say.
The fact is that I undertook a certain commission that brought me to Flaxborough. My inquiries are complete, my client is satisfied, so now the bill.
And a night off by the sound of it.
Exactly. At what time will you be free?
Well, I can't actually. Not tonight.
Oh.
It's my day off tomorrow, though, if you're still hearing me.
Nothing, not plague, famine, civil disturbance, nor act of God will be allowed to take me anywhere else.
Oh, you do talk nice, Morty.
Mr. Palgrove's here, sir.
Oh, Mr. Palgrove. I'm afraid this is a rather sad homecoming for you, sir.
Well, don't know what to say.
You've heard from the officer what has happened, I suppose, sir?
The gist of it, yes. No details.
We are by no means sure yet how the accident happened, Mr. Palgrove. It's not so much a question of how your wife came to slip into the water as why she was unable to extricate herself.
Poor old Henny was daft about those damn goldfish.
Was Mrs. Palgrove in fairly normal health?
Nothing wrong, so far as I know. Nothing serious.
I was thinking of heart trouble, Mr. Palgrove, or of anything that might have made her subject to blackouts.
No, I don't think. You think she could have passed out?
It does seem to be the only explanation. Who was her doctor?
Well, it used to be old Hilliard. But that was a while back.
Dr. Hilliard hasn't been in practice for some years.
Been in the nick for 3 years.
No, I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Oh, never mind, sir. Now, about these goldfish. Was it usual for Mrs. Palgrove to go out and feed them at night?
Well, I don't know about feeding. She'd go and look at them at the oddest times, talk to them, show them off to anybody who called.
Do you happen to know if she was expecting a visitor last night?
No idea. Wouldn't be a surprise, though. She was on committees and things, you know. Those people are always in and out of each other's houses. Look, can I get you fellows a drink? Whiskey?
Well, don't mind if I do.
You,
Sergeant Love.
Sergeant?
No, thanks. Oh, very nice. The cocktail cabinet.
180 quid, this little number.
Very nice. I've always fancied one of them.
Rosewood. This veneer, you know.
Rosewood?
I don't think Mr. Palgrove wants to discuss cocktail cabinets just now, Sid.
Oh, no, sorry.
Here you are.
Thank you.
No, the funeral. I've been wondering about the funeral, you know.
Well, you can go ahead with the preliminary arrangements. Sergeant Malley will be in touch with you about the inquest. You'll find him very helpful.
Inquest? That's necessary, is it?
I'm afraid so, sir. Unless, of course, it turns out that your wife's doctor was seeing her regularly and confirms the post-mortem findings, then he'll issue his certificate, I've no doubt.
I see.
There is one possibility that the coroner is always required to examine when anything like this happens. I suppose you realise what that is, sir. Oh, well, a very remote possibility, certainly, but it has to be disposed of.
Good God, man! Who'd want to murder poor old Henny?
Oh, I wasn't actually thinking of murder, sir.
Sorry, misunderstood.
The question I had in mind was whether your wife could have done what she did otherwise than by accident. You must know her personality, her state of mind. If she was worried about anything? Any eccentricities of behaviour, for instance?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Yes. Do that, sir.
It's funny, you know. I shouldn't be surprised if there wasn't something in what you say.
Oh, I didn't mean you to...
No, I know you didn't. Facts are facts, though, and I can't pretend that Henny's attitude to things was altogether normal. She had these terrific enthusiasms, you know. It seemed sometimes that animals meant more to her than human beings. It was her kindness, really, I suppose. I mean, I wouldn't knock her for that. Not now. But she got so worked up about these things. Perhaps I should have seen that there was a danger of her, you know, sort of going over the top.
Did Mrs. Palgrove do much letter writing?
Oh, Lord, you can say that again. Oh, you certainly can. She was forever writing letters. Mind you, she was on committees galore.
So I understand. I wasn't thinking so much of formal correspondence, though. Have you ever known her to write what shall I say, an excitable sort of letter?
To be quite honest, I never took that much interest. She'd be capable of it, though. I'm sure she would. She was an excitable sort of woman. Why? Has something of that kind...
It was a hypothetical question, sir. I'm just trying to get a general idea of your wife's temperament.
Can I get you another drink, Inspector?
No, thank you, sir. We'll have to be getting back.
This inquest thing...
Yes, sir.
I suppose I ought to get my solicitor on the job.
Oh, well, that's a matter for you to decide, Mr. Palgrove. He would accompany you if you wished, I'm sure.
I'll have to think about it. I'll take your glass, Inspector.
Yeah.
I shall have to be my own washer-up from now on, I suppose.
One last thing, Mr. Palgrove.
Yes?
Had your wife any enemies?
Well, she was a keen charity worker, you know.
Yes, I know that.
Well, strikes me that all these charitable types hate each other's guts.
Oh, Mortimer, sorry to keep you waiting.
Quite all right, my dear Lucy. I really shouldn't intrude upon you in working hours. I took the liberty of pouring for both of us.
Oh.
Not too much water in yours, I hope.
Quite perfect. I was just sorting out another little fracas among two of the charitable organisations affiliated to our little alliance. When it comes to malice, vindictiveness, and a desire to inflict grievous bodily harm, our old friends in Soho are as a Sunday school class compared to the members of the Flaxborough 4-foot Haven.
Cheers.
Yes, looking at you, Mortimer. But now, how goes the case?
Oh, it's over. All but the fella paying the bill, anyway.
A successful termination, of course.
By no means. Although I don't blame myself. The parties are reconciled.
Oh, what a waste of your time, Mortimer. I hope they're thoroughly ashamed of themselves.
I doubt it. I can't really believe the situation has changed. The lady's undoubtedly a frisky filly, and the fella's no gentleman jockey by the look of him. I can't believe that either would readily refuse a gallop when the chance offered. Still, one thing I've learned, the private detective gets precious little consideration in this country, unlike the continent, where divorce is almost a spectator sport. Over here, he's been given what nowadays is called a bad image.
Public ignorance, Mortimer, public ignorance. What can you expect of a generation brought up to think that life is all cock and candy floss?
What do you make of Pally, then?
What do you think I should make of him?
I reckon he's a bit of a rum bugger.
I reckon you could be right.
They say he's rattling some totty from Jubilee Parkway.
That's one thing I admired about you, Sid. You have an eye for geographical detail.
Think he murdered her, then?
Oh, now. Sid, I don't think we should jump to conclusions.
You don't really believe his wife did herself in, though, do you?
No, I don't. But it was very interesting to see how appealing a theory Mr. Palgrove found it, once it was suggested.
Oh, now then, Deirdre, be a good girl. Oh, Deirdre, leave Inspector Purbright alone. She's very fond of you, Purbright.
Indeed, sir. I wonder how she behaves to those she isn't fond of.
Now then, look, tell me all about it, about poor Mrs. Palgrove. I mean, it's tragic business, tragic. Come in.
Excuse me, Chief Constable.
What can I do for you, Dr. Ferguson?
It's Inspector Purbright I wanted, sir, if you'll permit me. They said I'd find you here, Purbright. This woman from, Brompton Gardens. Stop that adventure, yapping wee brute! Out! Hear me? Out!
I say.
Mrs. Palgrove? Oh, yes?
I thought I'd better come and see you straight away. Something a bit odd. It'll be in the report, of course, but it might be as well for you to know now.
I see.
She did drown, no doubt at all about that. No evidence of organic disease, nothing significant anyway. Time of death, hang on a minute. Yes, 11 last night, give or take a bit. Before midnight, certainly, but not more than an hour and a half before.
Between 10:30 and 12, then?
That's what I said, yes. Now then, here's the queer thing.
Yes?
There's a definite bruising on both ankles. A distinct set of 5 bruises on each ankle, just at the bottom of the lower leg. And both sets match.
Bruising? Odd.
Yeah. Fingers?
I'd say there's not a doubt of it.
Fingers? But, oh, good Lord.
Any other marks, Doctor?
Well, I didn't intend to give you the full report just now.
Oh, naturally not. I do appreciate your having told me this much. It was just that I wondered if the body showed signs of injury.
Bruises are injuries, man. But I see what you're getting at. There are other marks, actually. Knuckles, elbows, abrasions, you know. If what we're both thinking is true, she must have flailed about a bit. Struggled, or so.
Struggled? Surely you aren't suggesting that she was... Oh, goodness me.
And there was a broad bruise just over the diaphragm.
Where she hit the wall when she was pushed over.
Push?
Speculation is your job, not mine. I don't think I'd argue on that one, though. Not really. Still, see you at the inquest?
Thank you, Dr. Ferguson.
My pleasure.
But surely... Brompton Gardens, such a respectable area. Well, it sounds an unpleasant business, Mr. Purbright.
I'm afraid it does, sir.
And I must say, it's very hard to credit. She's done some splendid work, you know, this woman. My wife knows her well. They were on several committees together. Oh, she'll be very upset about this.
She was popular, was she, Mrs. Palgrove?
Well, I don't know about popular, exactly. All these good ladies squabble a bit at times, you know. Yes, I've heard she was inclined to rule the roost, rather. But good gracious, that's no reason why anyone should... And in Brompton Gardens... No, I can't understand it at all.
You remember that letter you received, sir? The unsigned one?
Letter?
Yes, sir. The one beginning, "My dear friend," and making some rather dramatic allegations.
Oh, that one would... We didn't take that seriously, though, did we?
You recall its terms, though?
Vaguely. Good Lord. Are you suggesting it might have some relevance? Whoever it was meant for, it did seem rather a wild letter.
I think it was meant for you, sir. And I think we shall find that Mrs. Palgrove wrote it.
Well, I suppose you'll be wanting to cast round to see if any of the neighbours noticed what was going on last night.
I was going to propose that Sergeant Love and Constables Harper and Broadley start on that straight away, sir. I shall go back to the house. The husband will be either there or within call, I imagine. Perhaps a search warrant, sir, just in case?
Oh, I say, well, I suppose we must. Brompton Gardens, though. Oh, dear.
I shouldn't imagine this has anything to do with Mrs. Palgrove's death, but there has been a rather curious feud lately between the organisers of some of the local charities. They've been busy sabotaging one another's efforts, or that's what it looks like. As you know, Mrs. Palgrove was a good deal involved in charity work. We shall have to satisfy ourselves that personal antagonism on somebody's part didn't sharpen into actual violence.
You give me the impression that you rather hope that to be the case.
Oh, not at all, sir. But the possibility must be explored.
You must do as you think fit, Mr. Purbright. But, Brompton Gardens. Good Lord.
Mr. Palgrove about?
Left about an hour ago, sir. Said he wouldn't be long, but had to pop into his office. Should be on his way back by now.
Give him a ring and make sure that he is, will you, Sid?
Right-o.
Constable Broadley. Sir? I want this well thing completely drained. You'd better go down personally to the fire service headquarters and see Budge. One of their small pumps should be adequate. How much water would you say there was in there, Broadley?
Ooh, well... Now then, let's think.
About 20 cubic feet?
Ooh, nearer 21.
Good man. Oh, and you'd better mention the fish. Budge might have some nets or jars or something.
Right-o, sir. Right away, sir.
Oh, you'll need your helmet.
Oh, yes.
Pally's on his way, sir.
Good. By the way, how did you get into the house?
Pally left us the key.
Oh, very civil of him. Now, if she was tipped face first into the water and held by the ankles, her attacker must have been standing about here.
Inspector. I think we've got something, sir. Look, I just typed this out on that typewriter in there, on that grey notepaper.
My dear friend, this is an urgent appeal. Urgent?
Oh, meant to be urgent, sir. Have you got one of the other letters with you for comparison?
Oh, indeed I have. Well done, Sid. Now, let's see what we've got.
Oh, look at that, then. Both got block Ds.
Yes. Look at the stem on the P, slightly deformed, and...
The ends?
Yeah. Every one slightly out of alignment.
She did write those letters, then.
I don't think there can be much doubt of it.
She must have guessed what was going to happen to her.
It looks rather like it.
The person whose loyal and faithful companion I have been, and to whom, even now, my life is dedicated, intends to have me done away with. That's a pretty obvious hint.
More than a hint, Sid. It's practically a straight identification.
Of Palgrove, of course.
Well, who else?
A lover?
You met Mrs. Palgrove?
Yes.
Could you imagine her with a lover?
See what you mean.
In any case, whose loyal and faithful companion I have been. No, I don't feel that's the sort of phrase one would use in relation to an affair. It's wife's language, I should have thought.
Now look at this. Perhaps to be held helpless underwater by a loved hand until I drown. Nasty bit of prophecy that turned out to be.
I wonder who she meant by they. You see, they think I do not understand. And here, I have heard the plan discussed.
Husband and a girlfriend?
Well, the inference is invited, certainly.
She could have been snooping on them.
It's more likely that he was careless over some telephone conversation. As you probably noticed, he has a very penetrating voice.
You going to tackle him about the letter?
Well, it'll have to be put to him sooner or later.
And the girlfriend?
Now, that's a question that must be pursued straight away, and very diligently. Now, this Totty, you heard he was... what was it you called it?
Oh, Rattling.
Rattling, yes. Who is she?
I don't know. But I could soon find out.
Soon as you can, Sid.
Oh, they've got such a lovely house, too. My young lady'd love a place like this. The carpets, cocktail cabinet, nice curtains with drawstrings. And that television set. It's Jacobean, is that?
Is it really?
Oh, don't see many of those. Jacobean tellies.
I should be surprised if the Jacobeans ever saw one.
If I had a place like this, I don't want to spoil it by murdering somebody. Don't know what gets into people.
What I cannot for the life of me understand is what good she thought this letter was going to do her. She didn't even sign it, and she obviously changed her mind about enclosing a photograph.
Yes, but doesn't it say something about writing again?
True. Soon I shall send you details of how you can help. But why send the letter to a coroner, a chief constable, and a newspaper editor? Why those three? Why not just the chief constable? He seems the most appropriate in the circumstances.
We don't know that she didn't send letters to other people. Maybe they just threw them away. I should.
Oh, a fine confession from a detective sergeant.
Well, you must admit she sounds nutty.
No, I do.
Oh, there was this other letter in the desk drawer I thought you might find interesting.
Well, let's see.
Pretty threatening, I thought.
Ah, yes. Now, here's our old friend again. Miss Teatime seems to crop up everywhere.
Funny old girl.
Don't make her sound decrepit, Sid. She's 52, actually, I believe.
Well?
Well, I'm 51, so watch it. In any case, she's very well preserved.
Like you, Gov. Inspector. What's you up to now, though, I wonder?
Sabotaging a dog shelter, if we are to believe Mrs. Palgrove. This is one of those if-the-cap-fits letters.
Mrs. Palgrove seems to be pretty hot on letter writing. Well, she was, rather.
How long has Miss Teatime been concerned with good work, Sid?
No idea. All I heard was that she'd taken some sort of secretarial job in St. Anne's Gate, at what we now know to be this Flaxborough and Eastern Counties Charities Alliance. They reckon she has private means.
It's a very sharp letter. Listen. It may be of interest to you to know that certain information has reached me privately concerning the disposal of funds raised not 100 miles from here in the name of so-called charity. I am reluctant to pass this information on to the authorities, but I shall not hesitate to do so if the need arises.
So you think Miss Teatime might have done in Mrs. Palgrove to save herself from being nicked for embezzlement? Oh, could be. She's a fit old bird, as well as being well preserved.
Oh, come, Sid, you mustn't jump too far ahead. Anyway, this was only written yesterday. Wouldn't have reached the lady until this morning. Always assuming that it was posted at all.
She's strong for a little un, though. Miss Teatime, I mean. She was more than a match for that chap over at Benston who tried to drown her in a cesspit. Remember?
How could I forget? She's a bit of a judo expert, too, if I recall. Black belt, was it? I think I really must have a chat with Miss Lucy Teatime.
Will you be Mother Lucy, or shall I?
I shall, of course. And I think we might treat ourselves to some of those delicious cakes. Well, my dear Mortimer, this is a delightful surprise. I had expected that you would be fleeting back to the metropolis by now.
Another matter has detained me, Lucy. I find it necessary, nay, desirable, to stay here at least for tonight.
I know that gleam in your eye, Mortimer. It's the gleam of the professional correspondent in full cry.
I assure you, Lucy, this is pure pleasure, and in no way tainted by business. But though I no longer follow the profession to which you refer, surely it's only natural that I should want to keep my hand in.
Hardly the way I would have put it, but I'm delighted that you're staying nevertheless. So why don't you stay longer, Mortimer? You've not yet lost your London pallor. Surely you could indulge yourself in a week or so by the sea.
Well, don't want to upset my client.
Surely he's no longer your client.
True, but in this business, new clients come from the recommendations of satisfied customers.
He was satisfied, surely.
I said he was. But he also seemed most anxious for me to leave Flaxborough at once. It seemed to be important to him that I should.
Why on earth should he want you to leave?
Don't know. But I could tell from the note of urgency in his voice. He seemed quite desperate about it.
I'm sure you'll appreciate what a difference has been made by this report of the doctor's, Mr. Palgrove.
I understand, yes.
I've been perfectly frank about it because I want to know if you can suggest an explanation of the bruises on your wife's legs. An explanation, that is, other than the sinister but obvious one.
Well, hundreds of things can cause bruising.
Symmetrical bruising? 5 each side, and spaced so?
Yes, but you don't know. I mean, nobody can say for certain, just looking at marks.
I'm sorry, sir, but I think you can take it from me that these particular marks can be interpreted in only one way.
Does he have to write all of this down?
I'm afraid the sergeant does, sir.
A cigarette? It's got a bit crumpled in the packet, I'm afraid. I can't think where
No, thank you. I should like you to tell me now everything you did last night. From tea time, say, until you arrived at your office this morning. Take your time, sir. I'd prefer you to be fairly precise.
Well, this is going to sound a bit unlikely. What I mean to say is, if it's alibis you're thinking about, I suppose I just haven't got one.
You mustn't worry about what you suppose I'm wanting you to say, Mr. Palgrove, so long as it's true. What I'm able to make of it is my problem.
Yes, well, I had made arrangements to go to Leicester, actually, seeing about some machinery.
Yes, sir?
I was hoping to stay over with an old friend of mine, Wilcox he's called, on the board of Hardy Livingstone. Anyway, I left here around 6.
By car?
In the AM, yes.
I thought we were talking about the evening, sir.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I can get you. AM, Aston Martin.
Oh, I see.
As I was saying, I left here around 6. I'd had a spot to eat with my wife, not much, not a tea man, and told her where I was going, of course, and that I'd be back sometime in the morning.
Would you say it was usual or unusual for you to spend a night away from home?
I don't know. Unusual, I suppose, really. But I have to occasionally. Henny didn't mind. She's lots of interests of her own. Anyway, to cut a long story short, there was I, halfway to Leicester, when I thought I heard one of the tappets knocking. Well, I was a bit put out because the bus had only been in for a service yesterday, and Henderson's are generally pretty efficient. So what I did was to pull into the next lay-by and have a proper listen under the lid. Couldn't trace a damn thing wrong. I went on a few more miles, and damn me if it didn't start again. Same old pantomime, pull in, listen, fiddle around, nothing. 3 times I did that. In the end, I just tried to forget about it and bashed on. But naturally, I'd lost a lot of time. I didn't get to Leicester until... it must have been 9 at least. I was a bit tired, fed up, and there didn't seem much point in chasing up the fellow I'd come to see. Anyway...
Excuse me, sir, but wouldn't 8 or even 7 o'clock in the evening be a rather unconventional time to discuss business in any case?
Well, I suppose you could say that, yes, but I just don't happen to be conventional. It doesn't pay, Inspector, not these days.
All right, sir. Go on.
Well, to cut a long story short, I drove round to Tony Wilcox's place and saw straight away that I'd boobed. Not a light in the place. I thought, should I wait? Then no, I thought they might not be back for hours, and it would hardly be on for me to be waiting on the doorstep, the uninvited guest. Not at that time of night. So I just turned round and started back.
To Flaxborough?
Sure. Now then, I don't know whether you know a pub called The Feathers, just the other side of Melton Mowbray.
Come in.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
Inspector.
broadly. What is it?
I drained it like you asked, and at the bottom, just found this. Thought I'd better.
Thank you.
Sir.
Yeah. Yes. Do go on, Mr. Palgrove.
Yes. This pub. It wasn't the Feathers, actually. I must have been mixing it up with another one. I don't know its name, but it's somewhere yon side of Melton. The point is that I stopped there for a drink. It was nice and comfortable, so I had another one. I was tired, and of course I'd had nothing to eat. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I'd drunk 4, maybe 5 whiskies by the time I left. And as soon as I started to drive again, I knew I was going to feel woozy, so I did the sensible thing and pulled off the road there and then. I went bang off to sleep, didn't wake up until 9 o'clock this morning.
9 o'clock. Have you got that, Sid?
Yes, sir.
Well, sounds silly, but there you are.
When you left your wife yesterday evening, she was quite normal, was she? In good health, I mean? Not upset in any way?
Oh, yes, perfectly.
Was she expecting a visitor, do you know?
I don't think so. No one in particular. I told you, though, various people did call. People mixed up with this social work of hers.
It would be helpful if you could tell us who these people were, sir.
Well, I'll try. But I didn't take all that interest, actually. Some of them I know. Mrs. Arnold from down the road, she's one of the dog ones. Then this woman from that Red Cross place, Miss Ironside. Oh, and a school teacher called, No, wait a minute, he's not. He's something to do with insurance, I think. Can't remember his name. Then the vicar, of course, Mr. Haynes. I've seen a couple of others occasionally, but I've no idea who they are.
No one else you can think of, sir?
No. I mean, they weren't people I had anything to do with myself. Alas, don't know why they make cigarette packets so flimsy. These are all bent, and I can't think where
Is this cigarette case what you're looking for, sir?
Oh, hello. Where did that turn up?
Here you are.
Well, thanks anyway. It's only plated, actually. 18 quid all the same. Will you have one now, Inspector? Oh, what the hell?
The water hasn't done them much good, has it?
I don't get it.
That is your case, sir?
Well, of course it is.
The officers found it a short while ago. At the bottom of your garden well, Mr. Palgrove, where your wife was drowned.
Hey, now hold on a minute.
Yes, sir?
No, look, I can see what you're bloody well getting at, but you're quite wrong. Well, how the hell could I have anything to do with what happened to Henny when I wasn't anywhere near the place? I know nothing about it at all. Absolutely nothing.
Can you suggest how that case came to be in the water, sir?
Well, of course I can't.
Beneath the body of your wife?
No.
When was it last in your possession?
Yesterday, I should think. Yes, I had it at tea time. I must have left it around in this room somewhere.
Did your wife smoke?
Oh, good Lord, no.
So it's not likely that she had the case with her when she went out to the well?
Well, you don't know that. She could easily have picked it up. I mean, she was always tidying things up. For that matter, she could have chucked it into the water herself. I wouldn't put it past her.
That does rather sound as if you and Mrs. Palgrove didn't always get on very well. I hadn't realised. I'm sorry.
Oh, good heavens. All married couples disagree occasionally.
True, sir, but they don't all throw away valuable cigarette cases to spite one another.
Now, look, Inspector, if you think you can goad me into...
Perish the thought, Mr. Palgrove.
Yes. Well, don't be so damn provocative. I'm sorry, but this has been one hell of a shock. I suppose I'm a bit knocked up. You know, the fact is that Henny and I got along as well as most. Not around each other's necks all the time, but so what? I certainly wouldn't have done her any harm.
Mr. Palgrove, was your wife a wildly imaginative woman?
Well, I wouldn't have said so. She was a bit gone on animals. But look, we went into all of that when you were here before.
That's right, we did. But if I may say so, you're not in quite the same mood as you were then. That's perfectly natural. First reaction to shock can often take a form that people might mistake for flippancy.
Did you think I was being flippant?
No, sir. I think brittle would be a better word. My impression is that you're now more inclined to consider the seriousness of your own position. For instance, you said at our first interview that your wife got so worked up about some things that she was in danger of going over the top, as you put it. You spoke of her abnormality of attitude, her excitability, her passion for letter writing. But now you're taking some pains to present Mrs. Palgrove as a fairly ordinary housewife with ordinary enthusiasm and lapses of temper. Is this because you've realised that your earlier picture was certain to be contradicted by other people?
Well, I'd not thought about what other people might say. Why should I? I haven't done anything.
If I may, sir.
What?
The case. I shan't deprive you of it longer than necessary. The sergeant will give you a receipt. Now, I'd like you to look at this letter, if you will, sir. Then perhaps we can talk about it. Sid?
Gov?
I'd like you to see how Harper and Broadley are getting on with the neighbours. Give them a hand, if necessary.
Right-o.
Well, sir.
What am I supposed to make of this?
We believe that it was written by your wife.
Why should you? It's not even signed.
Whose typewriter is that on the desk?
My wife's.
Well, it was certainly typed on that machine. It seems reasonable to assume that it was she who typed it.
All right. You tell me what it means. It's just a string of rubbish, as far as I'm concerned, just rubbish.
Oh, come, sir. The implication is plain enough. I'm not saying that I believe it or disbelieve it, but you mustn't pretend that you can't understand what she's getting at.
Oh, it's bloody rubbish, man. I'm not going to waste my time discussing it.
I can see you're upset just now, sir. I'll leave you for the time being. I'd prefer it if you didn't leave the house, though.
Am I under arrest?
Good Lord, no. It's just that I shall want to talk to you again later, when you've had time to collect your thoughts.
Here's your brandy. Morty.
Thank you, my dear.
Helen.
Helen.
You haven't forgotten it's my night off tonight, Morty.
Why else have I remained in Flaxborough? My clients in London are badgering me, of course, but I tell them plainly they must manage without me.
Oh, Morty.
Do I take it, Helen, that you are off for the whole night?
Why, Morty, I don't know what you're suggesting.
You know precisely what I am suggesting, my dear. We are surely at the stage of arranging the details. I notice there's a small ristorante in the market square.
Pietro's?
Precisely.
Oh, ever so select and expensive.
Hang the expense. A meal by candlelight, adieu. And then...
And then?
We retire for a nightcap.
We could always have a nightcap at... Well, I've got a little flat overlooking the square.
What could be more convenient? I will collect you at 8 for dinner at 8:30.
Oh, Morty.
Until then, your very good health. I must leave you. Some unfinished business, you know.
Well, ta then.
Au revoir.
Oh yeah. Au revoir.
Mr. Palgrove?
Huh?
I wonder if you'd mind coming out here a minute, sir.
What is it now?
Just looking at your car, sir. She's a fine beast.
Proper motors, that. None of your mass-produced rubbish. Set me back an arm and a leg, did that. You've no right to be rooting about inside it, though.
I do have a search warrant, sir.
Well, what did you want?
This is your service record chart. According to the garage, your registered mileage yesterday afternoon was 7,225. Would you care to check that, sir? I make it 21 miles since the car was serviced yesterday. And Leicester is, what, 80 miles from here? A return trip of 160?
Well, that is...
Don't you think, sir, that it might be as well if you called your solicitor before we do any more talking?
What is it now? Who's next? What are we doing, anyway?
It's the inquest, sir. Doctor's just given his report.
Has he? I didn't hear him. Mumbles. Everybody mumbles these days. What was it about?
About Mrs. Palgrove, sir. It's on the papers in front of you.
Oh, right. What's he hanging about for, then? Why doesn't he go away?
Inspector Purbright wants to ask him a few questions, sir.
Well, why doesn't he get on with it, then? I haven't got all day.
Yes. Dr. Ferguson, would everything you have found be consistent with this woman's having been held forcibly by her ankles? Held upside down, that is?
Yes, rather in the way one tips up a wheelbarrow to empty it.
Is Dr. Ferguson here as a medical witness or as a gardening expert?
I see no harm in offering an illustration in language that people can understand. But of course, I'm not a member of the legal profession.
Thank you, Doctor.
The doctor's fee, sir?
Money for old rope. I should have been a doctor instead of a coroner here. Well, what now?
Now you adjourn, sir. Here, I've written it down for you.
I now adjourn this inquiry sine die to enable the police to make further investigations.
Come along now, sir. I'll get you home. You said you wanted some sausages on the way back, sir. I'll stop at Spain's if you'll come along with me now.
What? Yes, sausages, yes.
Good day to you, Mr. Amblesby.
Is it? I don't think it is. Who is that fellow, anyway?
That's the Chief Constable, sir. Come along now.
I do believe he gets even worse.
You think so, sir?
Well, don't you, Mr. Purbright? You see more of him than I do.
Sergeant Malley says he's a wonderful old gentleman for his age.
Does he indeed? Well, I must say I admire the way Sergeant Malley seems to manage him.
Oh, like a mother, sir. I don't know what had happened to poor old Mr. Amblesby if it weren't for the sergeant.
Well, now then, Mr. Purbright, what have you got to tell me about this unfortunate lady from Brompton Gardens?
Well, sir, at the moment, everything points to the husband. He's given a hopelessly unsatisfactory account of himself. 2 accounts, in fact. One disproved, and the other unlikely. There's not much material evidence, but that wasn't to be expected anyway. What there is, he can't even begin to explain. His cigarette case in the water under the body, for instance, and those letters Mrs. Palgrove sent to you and other people saying she was afraid of being murdered by a loved one. Now, there's no doubt at all that she wrote them.
Where does he say he was at the time when his wife was drowned?
At first, he said he'd been to Leicester that night and had slept in his car after stopping on the road home. Unluckily for him, the car had just been serviced, and the mileage record on the service log made nonsense of his story. He didn't even try to bluster it out. He changed it altogether.
Well, do you believe the second story?
I accept it, because it cannot be disproved, sir. Not on what evidence we have. And if he's still lying, the odd thing about this second tale is that it does him no good at all.
I don't follow you.
Well, the Palgroves bought themselves a cottage a couple of years ago, you see, sir. It's a few miles along the Brockleston Road at Hambourne Dyke. What Palgrove now says is that he stayed in that cottage during the whole of the night of his wife's death.
And what reason did he give for that?
He said he needed to be on his own occasionally.
Well, it does sound reasonable, you know, Mr. Purbright. I mean, I am devoted to my own wife. But there are times when the world is...
On the face of it, yes. So why the tale about going to Leicester? Which, incidentally, he'd told in advance to his secretary at the factory.
Oh, well, I think that's easily enough explained. It was the excuse he'd prepared for his wife. No woman likes to think her husband is spending a night away from home simply because he wants a rest from her.
Oh, I see, sir. I'm afraid that wouldn't have occurred to me.
Yes. Well...
There is something else I ought to mention. The suggestion is strong that Palgrove has for some time been having an affair with a married woman.
Good gracious.
This would be a much more cogent reason for his going to the cottage than a sudden desire for solitude. He doesn't strike me as the contemplative type.
Do you know who the woman is?
Not yet, sir. but I expect to shortly. Sergeant Love is very resourceful in these matters.
I suppose you can't afford to be over-squeamish in a case like this.
No, sir, you can't.
It seems such a pity that these people spoil things for themselves, and for others too, of course. What do you propose to ask the lady when you find her, or when Sergeant Love finds her, rather?
The situation will be somewhat delicate.
Oh, it will indeed.
No, sir, I didn't mean in a moral sense. Delicate in a criminal sense. You see, Palgrove may be denying the existence of a mistress, as he persisted in doing yesterday, by the way, not because he simply wants to protect her reputation, but because she was an accomplice in the murder of his wife.
Oh, my goodness, oh, gracious me.
Yes, indeed, sir. You remember, of course, what Mrs. Palgrove wrote in her letter.
Yes. Something about a plot, a plan.
Precisely, sir. Yeah. I have heard the plan discussed. If murder was being proposed, as she very plainly stated, who else but the mistress would be the second party to the conversation? It may very well be that Palgrove was, as he says, at the cottage that night. The woman, too. But he needed only to make a 10-minute car trip to kill his wife. He could have been back again in half an hour. And we needn't expect the mistress to do other than swear that Palgrove never left the cottage at all.
Yes, I see how difficult the situation might prove. Well, have you any other lines of inquiry in mind, Inspector?
Yes, but I entertain no great hopes on them.
Sorry to hear that. Still, nil desperandum. I'm sure that something will emerge sooner or later to repay all your trouble.
There was one thing Palgrove said that I'm inclined to believe.
Yeah?
He claimed that somebody had been following him about a good deal lately, a stranger.
Why, doesn't that sound a little fanciful?
Well, that's what I thought at first, but he described the man in some detail, and I think I know who he is.
Not a local man, you say?
No, sir, a Londoner.
A Londoner.
A man who follows, or followed once. A somewhat odd profession.
You intrigue me, Inspector Purbright.
Mr. Hive is an intriguing character. I happen...
Hive? Is that his name?
Yes, sir, Mortimer Hive. As I was saying, I happened to see him yesterday morning. He was going into the office of those Charity Alliance people in St. Anne's Gate, and it was to them, by a curious coincidence, that Mrs. Palgrove had sent the day before a remarkably acrimonious letter.
Oh, gracious.
So, I think I shall try and chase Mr. Hive up and see what he can tell us. Don't you agree, sir?
Well, on balance, yes. Oh, yes.
Another lovely morning.
Morty. Come back to bed.
Oh, in a moment, dear heart.
Whatever are you doing now?
Exercising, my dear. Must keep in shape.
You're in lovely shape, Morty.
Oh.
For a man of your age.
Ah.
Morty?
My love?
These women with titles you were telling me about, did they wear nighties or pyjamas?
I think you may take it that night dresses are favoured by the aristocracy, as a rule. The exception I always remember was a Lady Beryl, somebody or other from Winchester way. We managed to scrape her in at the end of the 1947 season, and she, believe it or not, insisted on going to bed in a polo jersey.
I'll bet that tickled.
Every profession has its little irritations, even that of professional correspondent. I've been very lucky. There's only one thing I always was particular about. I wouldn't take a client while she had a cold.
Oh, what, like dentists won't?
It may sound rather trivial prejudice, but I think I owe my very good health to it.
Jewels. Did they wear lots of jewels, Morty?
I have awakened in the night, dear girl, with enough emeralds up my nose to pay the entire hotel staff double wages for a year.
Oh, you're very dashing, Morty.
Oh.
Very, what's the word? Debonair?
Yeah.
I bet you're a wonderful private detective.
Oh, I do my best.
This case of yours, is it to do with that woman who was murdered in Brompton Gardens? That one that was drowned in a well?
I had no idea that any woman had been drowned in a well. I'm very sorry to hear it. Yes, even if it had, professional etiquette forbids me to discuss my cases with anyone, even my very dearest.
Oh, I wish you didn't have to go back to London, Morty.
Ah, duty calls, dear Helen.
Oh, Morty.
Hmm?
Do come back to bed. I'm feeling ever so lonely. Oh, come back now before you tire yourself out.
Coming, my love. Ah, am I by happy fortune speaking to Dover? Dover, Hythe, or rather Hastings here.
I thought you were going back to London.
The gentleman at the shop says that you have not yet collected my account. Now, I know it's
I said I thought you were going back to London.
Ah, but events have conspired, very pleasantly conspired, I may say, to delay my passage. That is what
I'm
I
not
wish.
interested in your private odysseys. I employed you to do a specific job, and that job is now finished. I did not employ you to pester and embarrass me. Is that clear?
Mais oui, mon capitaine, you are absolutely right. I say, isn't it rather nice to be talking without all those trade terms? No wonder most detectives are bad conversationalists.
Are you leaving today?
I was just going to say that this good fellow at the shop...
I said, are you leaving today? Are you returning to London today?
I rather doubt it, actually. Events have conspired to...
When are you going?
All too soon, I fear.
Tomorrow?
And tomorrow, and tomorrow...
I want a straight answer, and I don't advise you to waste any more of my time.
No, quite. How can I best reply to your esteemed inquiry? Perhaps I should say that I have acquired commitments. Non-professional, let it be understood, amigo mio, and in no sense undesirable. But as I say, this good fellow at the shop tells me that my account, plainly wrapped, ça va sans dire, is uncollected, therefore undischarged. I do not complain, rather do I respectfully petition. You catch, perhaps, my drift?
You want your money at once, on the nail, like a cat's meat man or something.
Cat's meat, no, Fred, that illusion defeats me. Sauce for ganders, I would have thought was the commodity in question.
£12, on account. I can leave £12 for you at the shop at about 4:15, not before.
Guineas?
Oh, very well. Guineas.
That would be a most welcome accommodation, it really would.
In return, I want a definite undertaking from you.
Yours ever to serve, mon général.
I shall leave you that money on the condition that you get out of Flaxborough tomorrow. The rest I'll post on to you, but you are to be away from this town tomorrow. Is that clearly understood?
Well...
I said, is that understood?
I understand what you want, yes, but I really cannot see why I should...
Less money, or don't you?
Oh, I certainly do. Making a good impression on the fair sex is considerably more expensive at my age. Time was when the lady paid for candlelit dinners.
Hell with your candlelit dinners. You'll be on your way back to London in the morning.
That is my inalienable intention.
Then don't let me hear from you again.
Miss Tea Time!
Why, Inspector, how very nice to see you.
I'm told you're liable to be swooped upon by some committee or other.
I am indeed. But who told you that?
I called at your office at the Charities Alliance, the lady there.
Ah, yes, that would be Miss Joyner, I expect. Built like a beanpole, rimless spectacles and a hat like a field helmet.
A very fair description. She told me that it was your day on at the hall here, and that I should hie me hither in great haste if I wished a word with you before the Hobbies and Needlework Subcommittee descended upon you.
Very baroque turn of phrase, Miss Joyner, but accurate.
So I'll be very policeman-like and come straight to the point.
By all means. You don't mind if I sew Teddy's ear on while we talk?
I beg your pardon?
Teddy's ear. This bear, as you can see, he's earless.
Oh, not at all. Now, perhaps you've heard already of the death of Mrs. Henrietta Palgrove. She was drowned the night before last in an ornamental well in the garden of her home.
I did know, yes, a shocking affair. It's been quite widely discussed, of course.
I imagine so. She'd be well known among social workers, committee members, people like that?
Oh, certainly. She was an exceptionally active lady, was Mrs. Palgrove.
It might be argued that active people are more liable to make enemies than the passive ones. Or would it be wildly unreasonable to expect this to apply in the field of good works?
I think you know as well as I do, Inspector. that there is no more fertile soil for the burgeoning of homicide than among the wilfully charitable.
You shock me, Miss Teatime.
Oh, no, I do not. You would not be here now if your thoughts had not been following the same line.
You mustn't make too much of this. The person who killed Mrs. Palgrove is very clearly indicated by the evidence. I've no doubt that that person will be arrested and charged quite soon, but every other possibility must be examined thoroughly in the meantime.
And am I one of the other possibilities, Inspector?
You received a letter yesterday from Mrs. Palgrove.
That is correct. Have you read it? Oh, yes, of course you must have done. I suppose a copy was in what I believe are called the effects of the deceased.
It was a very threatening letter, Miss Teatime.
I can see that you're not accustomed to handling the correspondence of charitable societies, Mr. Purbright. If one took seriously every hint of nefarious goings-on, one would have no time left for the collection of funds. And what would our animals do then, poor things?
There is no truth, I take it, in the suggestion that there has been misappropriation of funds.
None, of course. It is misapprehension, not misappropriation, that bedevils the work of charities. People do not realise how high is the cost of administration nowadays. My goodness, Inspector, there's a great deal more to it than waving a collecting box. Which reminds me, any loose change you have on you will do. I find one accumulates so much of it these days, don't you? That walking becomes rather difficult.
Yeah, of course.
Just my little charge for allowing you to interview me.
There.
Oh.
There.
Thank you.
Purely as a formality, Miss Teatime, you do understand that. Could you just tell me where you were on the night of the 12th? The night before last, that is. From 10 o'clock onwards, say?
In bed, Inspector. Where else?
It clearly would be impertinent of me to ask if there is anyone of whom I might seek corroboration of that.
Not in the least. I should take it as a compliment. But no, I've left things rather late. To tell the truth, it's regarding the physical side of marriage that I've always been apprehensive.
Ah.
There so seldom seems to be enough of it. Oh, dear me, is that the time? I fear that the committee will be bearing down at any moment. Is there any other matter in which I may try and help you, Inspector?
Miss Teatime, do you happen to be acquainted with a man called Hive?
Mortimer? Well, fancy your knowing Mortimer Hive. Oh, yes, we are old friends.
What does he do, precisely?
As a matter of fact, he's in your own line of business, Inspector. Mr. Hive is a detective. A private detective, of course, not on the panel, so to speak.
He doesn't look much like a detective.
Oh, well, he wasn't brought up to it, you know. But he had a very distinguished career in what I suppose is an allied calling. He was, until fairly recently, a groundsman.
Groundsman?
A little joke of his, Inspector. Mr. Hive was a professional correspondent. He provided grounds for divorce, you know.
Ah.
Of course, you will not let this go any further.
Why? Is it a secret?
Oh, no, not at all. But Mortimer's at that age when men tend to be a little vain and a little touchy about their physique. His close friends are well aware that he retired from business for reasons of health, if you follow me. But I suspect he would feel hurt if the facts were made generally known.
Do you know why he's here in Flaxborough?
Well, that is a question which I think you should address to him in person, Mr. Purbright. The most I can properly say is that his engagement is connected, as you might imagine, with the infidelity of one of our fellow citizens.
Oh.
Incidentally, I believe the client, as Mortimer would call him, has now terminated it. The engagement, I mean, not the infidelity. Although perhaps that has lapsed as well.
Can you suggest why Mr. Hive has been keeping the husband of Mrs. Palgrove under observation?
Now, Inspector?
Not even in the strictest confidence?
I really cannot tell you anything more.
Tell me, this collecting box, what are the objects of the New World Pony Rescue campaign?
Ah, well, perhaps I might describe them as almost missionary in character. Animal aid work is something that knows no frontiers. And, as you will know, in America, the horse is man's helpmate on a far far greater scale than in a little highly mechanized country like England.
Really?
Oh, yes. Have you not visited America, Mr. Purbright?
I'm afraid not.
Ah, then you will not be familiar with the plight of our equine friends in such cities as San Francisco. The tram cars, you know, and those cruelly steep hills.
But surely there are cable cars in San Francisco.
And what, pray, did you suppose was down there under the road pulling the cable inspector? Oh, yes, there is much yet to be put right by the NWPRC.
It is a registered charity, I suppose. I wonder if you'd mind showing me.
Here come those tiresome committee people. I shall have to go and meet them.
Just a moment, Miss Teatime. Your friend, Mr. Hyde.
You shall meet him, Inspector, this very day. Come to tea. Can you make it convenient to be at my office at 4:45?
I think so.
Then I shall say au revoir till then, dear Inspector Purbright. In here, ladies, and would the lady with the key to the wall cupboard please open it up so that I can take an inventory after the meeting?
I've found that totty for you.
You sound like a procurer, Sid. What are you talking about?
That totty that Pally Palgrove's been running. He said to find out her name.
Well?
Doreen Booker. That's who it is. 25 Jubilee Park Crescent.
Booker?
She was one of the Anderson girls from Harlow Place before she got married. Used to go around with Moggs Cooper till he piled up that bike of his. You remember? 3 Ponds Corner?
Oh.
They reckon Stan Biggerdike over at Charlesbury got her in pod at one time. But I doubt if that's right. Anyway, she ended up with that bloke Booker at the grammar school. She's supposed to be still pretty warm in the withers, if you get my meaning. Not that I'd know about that, of course.
Mr. Palgrove would, I presume.
Oh, so I'm told.
Right, Sid. Thanks very much. 25, you said?
Jubilee Park Crescent, yes. Flaxborough 4175.
I must say, Sid, your sources of information are never lacking in detail.
Well, things get around in this town, you know, Gov. They get around.
Well, don't I know it? I only hope you're right. I'm going to look every kind of a fool if I call her in and you're not.
Oh, it's right enough. Just you ask her how she likes love in her cottage.
A cottage at Hambourne Dyke?
You knew all the time, then?
Things get around in this town, you know, Sid. They get around. No, actually, it was Palgrove himself who told me about having a place at Hambourne when I saw him that second time. He didn't say anything about your friend Doreen, though.
Well, he wouldn't, would he?
Oh, get that, would you, Sid?
Hello?
Flaxborough CID?
Yes?
Detective Sergeant Gallion here, CID Nottingham. It's about this murder of yours.
Hang on.
Who is it?
CID in Nottingham. About this murder.
Which one?
Which one? How many have we got?
You must let them know that we're just as sophisticated in Flaxborough as they are in Nottingham.
Which one?
Mrs. Palgrove, is it?
That's one of the ones that Inspector Purbright's dealing with.
Oh.
I'll put you through to him now. Here, Yakov.
Purbright?
Inspector, I realise you're a very busy man, but it's got to do with that Mrs. Henrietta Palgrove.
Oh, yes. Just getting the file. Right, well.
We have some information that you might find useful, sir. The superintendent said I was to telephone you in case you'd like it followed up.
Well, that's very good of you.
A chap called Jobling came in this morning, you see. He's a partner in a photographic firm here in the city. They sell cameras and equipment and do printing and developing as well. Mr. Jobling said that 2 weeks ago somebody had come into the shop and ordered some copies of 2 positive prints. 21 of one and 3 of the other. That was on Saturday, the 2nd of this month.
Yes?
Well, exactly a week later, last Saturday, the 9th, the chap called back to collect his order. Now, it seems there'd been some sort of slip-up in the processing department. The batch of 21 copies had been done all right, but somebody had mislaid the other photograph, the one from which 3 prints were supposed to have been run off. Jobling said the chap was fearfully annoyed, but...
What was the customer's name?
Oh, half a minute. Yes, Dover. D-O-V-E-R.
Address?
18 Station Road, Flaxborough.
Right.
Anyway, he took what they'd done and told the girl that if the other picture turned up, the copies were to be sent off to him immediately by post. It did turn up, but not until yesterday afternoon. A small studio portrait that looked as if it had been taken out of a frame. It was handed over straight away to one of the process men, and he recognised it as being the same as a picture he'd just seen in an early edition of the Evening Post that carried the Polgrove inquest story.
I see.
Well, the chap told Mr. Jobling, and as I say, he came in today and passed the facts on to us. We've got the photograph too.
And what do you think of its resemblance to the newspaper picture?
Oh, there's no doubt it's the same woman, sir. We've checked already with the original at the Post.
Is it too much to hope that somebody knows the identity of the person who was thought worthy of being duplicated 21 times?
The superintendent did ask, I believe, sir. Jobling didn't know anything beyond what he'd come in to tell us. And he said that with these copying jobs, they don't keep records as they do with the studio work.
Well, I'm very grateful to you, Sergeant Gallion. My Sergeant Love will be in Nottingham before nightfall.
Well, if he wants any help from us, sir, he's only to ask.
Thanks again. Goodbye now. Right. Sid?
Yes?
You'd better get the next train. You might just catch these photographic people before they shut up shop.
What photographic people? Where?
I'll write it down for you. Now, 2 things in particular I want you to do. Try and find out if the counter girl is certain that this Dover person is a man and couldn't have been Mrs. P, as I, for one, would have assumed. And see if anyone can remember anything at all about the second photograph, the one they made 21 copies of.
Right.
I think we might be about to find out the connection between that mysterious letter and the murder of Mrs. Palgrove.
Mrs. Booker's here to see you, Inspector Purbright.
Oh, good. Thank you, Pook. Come in, Mrs. Booker. Do sit down.
Thank you.
Very good of you to come.
Not at all.
I won't keep you long. Cigarette?
Thank you.
I assume you've heard that Mrs. Henrietta Palgrove was found drowned in an ornamental well in the garden of her home a few days ago.
Well, it was in all the papers.
Exactly. I must speak to you frankly and in absolute confidence, Mrs. Booker.
Yes?
You know Mr. Palgrove pretty well, don't you, Mrs. Booker?
Well, sort of. Yes, I suppose so.
How long have you known him?
Not all that long, really. About a year.
But you are on close terms, intimate terms. Look, I'm sorry, but we can't talk usefully until we acknowledge this basic situation. Now, never mind that awful police court word, intimate. You're fond of each other. You like to make love together when the chance offers. That's the situation, isn't it?
Well, yes.
Had Mr. Palgrove told his wife that he was in love with someone else?
Oh, no. I'm sure he didn't.
Did you ever meet Mrs. Palgrove?
Yes, once or twice. She was on some of the same committees as Kingsley.
Kingsley?
My husband. I met her sometimes at garden fetes and bazaars and things like that.
Was Mr. Palgrove present as well?
Only once, I think.